Right, right, I'm sorry. I know I'm 3 minutes late. Right, come on. Let's get all this sorted. Let's get it all in action, all proper. I know I'm a couple of minutes late. My bad. My bad, my bad. Let's sort this out. Let's zoom out on that a little bit. Does that stay within the camera shot? It does. Right, we're good there. We're good there. Let's tilt this down a tiny bit so you get more of my mid physique and build in here. Camera is very bright right now. I was going to turn the brightness down a little bit, but I'm worried what effects that will have on the green screen. What if I... Nah, it's a little bit too dark. Why is it not letting me adjust the brightness? There we go. About there will do. That'll be fine. At least makes me look a little bit less pasty than I actually am. So, gamers, we're back. The shirt and tie have made a return since people kept asking for it last week. How are we all doing today? On this happy Monday, start of the work week, start of the school week, all that lovely stuff. Hope it's not been too painful for you. Hopefully you can sit back and relax and enjoy a little bit of MX Bikes action with yours truly. And today we are at what I am hoping will be the most exciting race for very unbiased reasons, not because it is my home race. And unfortunately I'm not racing today, and I have been kicked out of NA, so I can't do that later. So today we are going to be trying to have as swell and enjoyable of a time as we possibly can do. Do I have audio? Yes, I do have audio. Right. I do have a lot of fun commentating, it is true. I think it's because there's no expectations when I'm commentating, whereas when I'm racing, I'm actively trying to do well, and I get disappointed even if I don't get like a top 3, I get annoyed. So much better way of going about it. But I have plenty of time during the American outdoors season to get annoyed at my own skills, because I'll be racing in that one. So we are here. If you haven't seen the video earlier today previewing the track, I will quickly spin us around for a lap around this lovely, very rarely sunny circuit here at Matterley Basin. Although it's been, today, it has been very, very warm in the UK. I had to walk Linda over to the post office to pick up a parcel of hers earlier, and it was only a 10-minute walk, but by the time I got back, like my balls were sticking to my leg, basically. It was hot. Probably doesn't help that I don't go around very often. So we seem to have some split decisions, or split opinions. Split? Jesus Christ. Split opinions on this track today, because the track creator, Mr. B. Clay, says he thinks this is easier than the Nations version of this track that we got. When I played it, I thought it was harder, and now in ARL, it looks like I'm seeing it split down the middle as well. And don't take any offence when I say this, depending on what side of the fence you sit on. It seems like the faster boys are having a tougher time of it, and the more towards the back end of the field riders are enjoying it more. And I think that's very, very strange. I don't know if the fast boys are just trying to go too fast, because this is definitely a track that can bite you in the arse today if you don't give it the respect that it deserves. But yeah, very, very technical. Very, very technical. I'm interested to see how it goes, and if any of you wanted any more excitement out of this racing, since we've had quite a good 450 EU series so far, Mr. Rax, aka your points leader by quite a comfortable margin, has decided to be an absolute legend and ride a 252 stroke today. Now, for those of you that don't keep up with all of the Pro Series, the 2 strokes have actually, you've been allowed to ride them since the start of Supercross. Now, I haven't checked all of the servers all the time. However, to my knowledge, I think they was missing them off every now and then. But it's not something people ride often anyway, so I don't think it matters. But today, when the servers went up, they just put a little reminder out to tell people, oh, by the way, you can ride 2 strokes if you want to. And I guess since Rax does have such a comfortable lead, and even on a 2-stroke, I don't see him ever getting anything worse than a 3rd in each moto, based on how the series has gone so far, he's decided to have a bit of fun with it and ride a 2-stroke. So, W. Props to him. It's marked him back up a point after our Supercross drama with him. He's getting in the good books again. And if you cast your minds back, this is my one rare chance I get to boost the ego again at the moment, is if you boost your minds back to Washougal of last year, I rode a 2-stroke, and I managed to win the first moto in quite a deep field. And then when all the road came in Moto 2, it was game over for me. I was very, very bad at it. But I think with the most recent OEM updates we've had, I think the 2-strokes are a lot less competitive to the 4-strokes than they have been previously. So I'm very intrigued to see how Rex does and what kind of lap times he's off compared to other people. Now, I was eavesdropping or just watching some screen shares in Discord while qualifying was going on, and it looks like top of quality is going to be about a 45 around here. The lap time that you'll see on the Instagram or TikTok from yours truly was a 49 or 48, I believe. So yeah, as usual, these boys absolutely putting me to shame. But what we will do is, because I think qualifying should just be coming to an end now, let me have a quick look, and we'll load up my MXB and have a look at results and stuff and see what's going on. So, I need to log in. I'm going to drag it back over to this screen. Because even though it puts stars, I do not want you guys to have my login. Even though you can clearly hear Opera GX in the background telling you how many letters my password is. Right, okay, we're in. So, we are going to go to race list. We are going to scroll down to Matterley Basin. That's Pro-Am, that's NA. There we are. Right, Matterley Basin. Race groups, are they up? They're not up just yet, so we have to wait just a minute to have a look at the final times. And then, yeah, we get to see if the Jan made it in as well. So, top 40 make it through in this. And without putting any pressure on the boy, Rusper, oh, God. Rusper tried to qualify for this as well. So, we'll see if he made it in. If I had to guess 450 times, I would say a low 52 or a high 51 would get you through. That's just my rough estimate. And then 250s, I'm not actually too sure, to be completely honest. See, that's what I'm saying as well. So Jake says he really didn't like the qualifying on this, and then Oliver, who I don't think Oliver will mind me saying, I think is just a little bit slower than Jake, really enjoyed it. So it seems to be a very love or hate relationship with this track right now. I'm just happy we've finally got a sunny version of Matterley in the game, because 2023 Matterley was really, I don't know if it was like a very yellowy sky, you know? It's like it was first thing in the morning or as the sun was going down in the evening. And then 24 Nations was very overcast as it was in real life. So even though this track is based off the 24 Nations roughness and such, they've decided to bring some life to it, brighten it up a little bit. Nice and green all around. And then, yeah, track just looks like the track. But yeah, very tricky. Very tricky indeed. If you haven't got a pretty well set up bike around here, the track is going to beat you up a lot with how these bumps are in the long ruts. It's mostly with how they are in the beginning of the ruts, because as you're pitching the bike in, if you're hitting braking bumps as well whilst trying to turn, a lot of time the front wheel can just fall out from underneath you. So you got to make sure you're like leaning forwards, trying to push that front wheel down into the ground, keep traction, keep it moving forwards. Should be alright. Should be alright. You signed up for your first race and it's this track, why am I in Class D? So, how it works with these is you sign up and then you confirm your sign up to 3 hours before the race starts. Then it puts you into qualifying groups, which will be like A, B, C, D, E. That means absolutely nothing. That is purely just what group you qualify in. They consolidate all them times after. You do your qualifying, which has now just ended. So if you didn't make it through qualifying or you didn't see your qualifying server, then unfortunately you won't be racing. But then they take all of them 5 qualifying groups, they merge all the times together, and then the top 40 times overall get to do the races. So if you don't see yourself inside the top 40 when the qualifying times go up, then unfortunately you haven't made it into the races tonight. Fastest 250 was a 46. Yeah, that's pretty cracked. That is pretty damn good. Right, let's have a look then. So, oh, Tyler. Bloody, actually, did Tyler send me? Tyler said, God damn it, Tyler, why you do this to me? He sent me his gear 3 minutes ago. Let me download this. Because apparently he's got a special, it's a bit patriotic, I believe. He's gone down the Great Britain route for this. So yeah, Tyler is in the 44s, the only person to be in the 44s, and actually the only person to be in the 45s as well. So it goes from a 44 down to a 46. So Rax qualified in 12th on his 250, so that's still pretty damn good. He's about, we'll say, 2.5, about 2 seconds off. We'll ignore Tyler. He's a bit of an anomaly there. So he's 2 seconds off a Cam. Picasso sticking to the 450 life by the looks of it. Jake and Aiden, again, can't separate them ever. They're always on top of each other. We've got 3 Club MX riders here on top of each other all at the same time. Troy did qualify. Troy's in with a 19. Tiger's in. I downloaded Tiger's gear earlier, so hopefully we can see him on stream. Breezy's through. Lucas Godet is in with 3 names, by the way. Don't want to be the team police. Leandrin, Quaxid, so you need, oh, Jesus Christ, that lap time's a lot quicker than I thought. You need a 50.9 to get through. So who didn't make it? Alpha didn't make it in. SD on a random race comeback didn't make it in. Alex didn't make it in. Jams didn't make it in. Vadim didn't make it in. We've seen Walter White in one of the races earlier this year as well. I think it might have been Lugo. He's not in. Rusper didn't make it in either. Damn, Eli Tomac didn't make it in. Eli's just making use of his time on the couch. No, Godis didn't make it in. No. Oh, RIP Godis, nor did BP. Okay, so you needed a 50.9. That is a quick lap time. So my lap time would have... Actually, I think Rax got a quicker lap time on a 250 than I did on a 450, so that's pretty disgusting. Right, let's have a look at the 250 cut-off times for you as well. So, Dimitri on a Yamaha. Oh, okay. I don't think I've seen a Yamaha all season, so I guarantee next round, mark my words, feel free to clip this if you want to, I guarantee next round we see like 4 or 5 Yamahas now that top quality is on a different bike. And you needed a 52 flat on a 250 to be able to make it in here. So it's quite a lot of fast boys. And this is interesting to see as well. Obviously, I don't know how much time Victor has done, if Victor done all of qualifying or what. Victor is currently your red plate holder in Supercross. And he qualified 30th in that on the outdoors. So it's interesting seeing what people like and dislike the most. Yeah, Rax is on a 2-stroke. I'm hoping that he races on it and he didn't just qualify on it for a laugh. I'm hoping that he will do it as well. Let me do my duties and try and stay on top of everything. Let's see if the servers are going up. Do. Quack says, why do we do Matley every year? Because it's our only UK track. You got to do Matley. Alpha says he was flowing like spoiled milk. It does look like, I'm just reading Ariel right now. It genuinely looks like people are so love or hate of this at the moment. And I think it is the difficulty factor. Because just for a general tractor race, I think it's going to be so much different than trying to set a fast qualifying lap. So there's no announcements just yet. The servers haven't got... Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, I didn't realise I was getting flashbanged by the screen right now. I actually look like a ghost. There we go, that's better. Mallory 08 would slap. Well, it'd be not, I know it's not a GP track as such, but getting an up-to-date Canada Heights I think would be really good as well. As like one of the most popular UK tracks. I think that'd be good fun. Yeah, don't worry about Tyler's 44 Geo. The boy's a freak. That is an anomaly. Oh shit! Hang on. I need to close and reopen this because I need to drag Tyler's gear in before I join the server. So mods, open, WinRAR. Oh, thank you very much, Price. 17 months. Thank you very much. I'm glad you boys like the tie. Oh, Bradley has spoken, by the way. Bradley would like to make a Mallory 08. He's trying to find the time as well. I'm aware that he's got a lot of other projects once this GP season is done as well. So we'll see what we get in the future, even if it's just like a one-off fun one. You know, our JV randomly made like Glen Helen 2007 or whatever it was. Let's have a look. Sorry, I'm being a fool. All right, let's drag mods over. Replace that. Replace too far. It says Tyler sent me some gear here, and it says that I'm replacing it. So I don't know if he's just sent me the same stuff as before. There we go. Right, the game's loading up again. Sorry, you won't have the black screen for very long. And Spink thinks, that's a bit of a tongue twister. Spink thinks that the Nations version of the track is harder than this one. It's weird how people seem to be so like split 50-50 on which one they think's harder. One of the best GP tracks so far. Yeah, I think this one is very, very. I always use the word divisive. Is that even the right word to be like dividing split people into, like, if they love it or hate it, or is it decisive isn't the word? It is a word, but it's not the right one. I think it's divisive. Right. What do I need to type in here? MXB. My monster can is covering up my keyboard, so I can't see it. MXBGP. There we go. Right, MX1 main. Lovely stuff. Whilst it would be nice to watch the occasional 250 race as well, just to keep up to date with everything that goes on, I do quite enjoy how quick these nights go through. Oh, £12 to Spotify from my PayPal. I need to cancel that. I don't think I use Spotify enough to warrant spending £12 a month. Oh well. Who have I got for the win? It's very, very hard, especially if Rax is on a 250 today. It's very hard to bet against Tyler, especially when he's got a second of time to work with over the rest of the field. Because if he can do that, I know it's qualifying, to be fair. Maybe Cam did have a 54 in him and the lap just didn't come together. Maybe if there was like another 10 minutes of quali, he could have done the same thing. But the fact that Tyler has that second right now, these Pro Boys, Tyler can then go in his head, right, I can just back it off a second a lap, still be the same pace as my competition, but they're pushing to their limit and I'm not. So I think it'll be very hard to bet against Tyler today. And shall we have a look, just while all these boys load into the server, shall we have a quick look? I'll flashbang myself again real quick. God, I need to, you know what? Let's turn my screen brightness down quickly. Picture adjust. Right, it's on 92! Jesus Christ, no wonder I'm looking like a ghost. Right, we'll turn that down a bit. Right, where is it? Matterley. Then we need to go to Championship. Let's have a look at these standings. So we have completed 5 rounds. This is going to be round number 6. So once today is done, they've only got 4 more remaining. In the point side of things, Rax has got a 19-point lead. I actually thought it was bigger than that. So yeah, 19-point lead. So let's say best case scenario for Tyler. Tyler goes 1-1. Rax goes 3-3. Would be, what's that, 10 points gained? Then it would only be down to 9 points after that. So, yeah, it could get quite spicy on the championship side of things with 4 rounds to go after today. I love that Finn's still sat in 9th after only doing 2 rounds. That's quite funny to me. So we've got Rex, Tyler, Cam. We've then got Jake, Boy, Ada. We've got four Club MX riders, by the way, all in the line in the championship. And then Breezy's just a little bit down here. If Breezy has a good day today, and Pitt has a bad day, we could see 5 Club MX riders all in a line, which would be quite cool. I don't know if we've ever really seen that before. That'd be interesting. Let me also make sure that I've got my bandwidth set to very high. Which one is it in? This one. It is set to very high. Nice. So yeah, now we sit. I do not want to press join. Now we sit and we wait for a little bit until the racing starts. Do you realise Troy Jane is a racist, by the way? Got a clip. It happened last... Wait, what? That is an outrageous statement to make coming in there. Do I have to download all the riders' gear? Yes. Yeah, every single bit of gear that you see on here I have to download. It's just if people send it to me personally or they put it in the Discord. I mean, if you have a clip, I mean, I was going to say post it, but then I feel like things can be taken out of context very easy these days. I mean, it's you can fabricate so much as well. Not saying that you have done. I mean, you could like literally go online, type in a Discord message creator, and just make something completely fake and pretend that someone's done it. Racism is good. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I would say there's a reason that stereotypes exist, but I wouldn't say that racism is a good thing. Not at all. We're getting a bit political this stream, boys. Come on, we're just going to have fun doing some GP stuff. Let's have a little... Oh, by the way, I do... Wait, where's... Yeah, it's here, right. I wanted to make a little bit of a complaint about this track if Mr. Bradley Clay is still here instead of being at the gym, even though I don't think this is anything to do with... Hang on, let's just bear with me. It's loading people's bikes. Why have we got a red plate KTM here? What's going on? Oh, that's Rax's bike. Never mind, I was being an idiot. Oh, he's got a... Why do I have this mullet downloaded? Fair enough. I didn't know Rax had long, flowing black hair. IRL, now we do. Yeah, a little complaint here for more JV than Bradley. So we've got a pit lane in. However, pit lane out doesn't really lead you anywhere. Because we go into a fence here. We got maybe we can just work our way, just skim through here. There you go. Track's unrideable after this. You know, no clear way out of pit lane. I'd ask for a refund, to be honest. It's unacceptable. It's crazy stuff from JV. Doesn't anyone have a non-default helmet? 99% of these riders, but this one here is not default, to be fair. 99% of these riders used paid helmets that they have off the shop, and I don't buy those same paid helmets. And obviously they can't send them to me because they're GUID locked and such. So that's why they've all got stock Proboso helmets on their screens. They don't. Oh, look at this. Oh, Ols is going to be creaming himself. He's going to have a semi... Oh, boy, it's going to be... Take a little screenshot of that when we... The semi that Ols is going to have looking at this lineup right now. I mean, you got to kind of respect the boys for going out of their way to line up like this. Let's take the speed off the screen as well. Unfortunately, yeah, they do have the Proboso helmets on, unfortunately, and that is just because I don't buy any shop helmets. Not for the sake of just doing some commentating anyway, but yeah, kind of clean. Why did Troy post a video today in review? I don't know. I'm not Troy. I am not Mr. Jan. This is all news to me, boys. I do not have any idea. I'm already seeing 2 Troy slanders right now. Seeing 2 Troy January slanders in a very short amount of time. I don't know if Troy's done anything wrong. Everyone seems to be on a lot of smoke recently, by the way. Everyone's coming for me at the moment in like ARL and various communities, and now people are going for Troy as well. What's happening? What's going on with the world? There's the J. I mean, the J is looking very, very Great Britain themed. He has got the colours on the go. It's very nice to see. I think a lot of the MXB mods team at the moment are from the UK. You've got like L21, Jams, I was going to say Alpha, Alpha's not from the UK, Tyler, so they're probably quite happy to make some UK themed gear. Oh, he posted it in 360. That's kind of shit. YouTube's a very weird program, because I've had it before where I will leave a video uploading overnight, so it's got like 12 hours of time to do all of its processing to get it into max quality. And then it just won't be in max quality. It's happened a couple times for me. It just gets stuck on processing and I don't know why. So yeah, that's fair if he's removed it. Nobody wants to watch a 360p video. Not these days. I have no idea. Yeah, I've got no idea what's going on. I think I'm gonna try and stay in my lane as much as possible. No need to, I don't want to provoke any unnecessary drama. I feel like we get far too much of it these days. Far, far, far too much. 144p is the real shiz, 100%. Real ones jerk it to 144p pictures. Can you model swap handlebars? Yeah. There's some just OEM model swap, so like the handlebars on this Yami I think are the only thing different. Oh, maybe the exhaust's different as well actually, but yeah, the handlebars on this Yamaha for example are different to just the stock ones. That's the only thing. I tried the yellow monster. Which yellow one exactly? Because you've got like the yellow Valentino Rossi one, which I really like. If it's like the black one with the yellow claw, then no. If there's a different yellow one, I don't think I've seen it yet. Thank you very much, Jasper. How do I not get FPS drops? I mean, I've got a decent computer, to be honest. The game is not optimised very well whatsoever. So, yeah, it can be quite bad. Can be very bad indeed. I mean, I do get frame drops to an extent. Can you see... So if you look above my head right now, I'm only sat at about 40-50. Whereas YouTube caps you at 60 FPS right now anyway, it doesn't seem like a big hit. But if I'm usually playing at, say, 150 to 200, and then I start playing on 40-50, it's like a noticeable difference for me. It's just it doesn't look as bad for you guys' end. Oh, did he? Did he 9-piece? That's actually really, really cool. I mean, yeah, I was here last year, so I probably saw him riding on the track at some point without even realising that, you know, he had an involvement, I guess, to an extent in this community, like being your cousin. So on day one, I think they're going to the gate right now. Oh, no, they're not. On day one of Nations, I was stood right around here, seeing people hit the quad up and then turning and tripling through here. On day 2 of Nations, I was sat right about here, up close and personal as well. So pretty damn good views across the whole track. God, I wish I had Stone Rider's hair, rather than this receding shit that I've got. Right, I have just heard the klaxon sound, which means we are going to be working our way over to the start gates right here. We've got all of the Club MX boys lined up together. My frames are going really bad right here. It's only because everyone's super close together right now. As soon as everyone disperses, it should be absolutely fine. Oliver says, L gate. Oliver, you racing right now and tabbing out and typing? You are? That's nuts. My game could never do that. It would throw a fit and make me get really bad frames. So we got Mr. Buster Breezy next to Breezy and the Jan side by side right here. What's that reflection in that Boso helmet? Oh no, that is actually realistic. I thought the reflection was actually like pre-baked in, but no, that is a true real-time reflection in that. That's quite cool. Okay, gamers, right, the revs are up. 15-second board is sideways. Nobody moving forwards into the gate either, which is interesting to see. And the gates are down. The 252 show is actually very good out of the gate. Rack's getting bumped though and getting moved a little bit wide. He's going to be about mid-pack. Tyler did have a good start. It looks like he washed the front end hard on the brakes early, which is going to mean Reed is out in front, followed by Boy and Breezy on the Club MX machine. Breezy going down and almost taking his teammate with him. Holy. Right, Jake, hometown hero, Mr. Jake Jr. finds himself out in front for, I think, might be the first time this season. He had very good starts at... What round was we at? At Lugo in Spain at round 4, and then just couldn't quite make that move up into the lead. So great start for Jake. We'll see if he can keep it there for the rest of this race. We've got Boy in P3. Marley, another good start. Member of the channel right now. Marley has been having some really good races so far this year. He's moved his SO up into P2. We've got Fish up here. We've got Sunny up here. Breezy getting up and going again. James, Geo, JS7, Aiden. Is everyone hitting this uphill quad? I would imagine they would all be. Big stretch up here. I do not see any of your 3 championship front runners right now. Picasso going past, Tyler going past, Rack's going past on that 2-stroke, Troy's going past. Has Cam had another stinky start, or did I just miss him? I think I just missed him, so we're all right. I don't think Cam's had as much of a stinker as he did last round. Tyler getting caught up in the split section, getting into again. This is a bit of a rough place, actually, to be stuck. This must be really difficult to get going. Right, let's work our way forwards a little bit. Jake still flying the flag for UK out in front. Here the horns go in. Fish and Breezy's moved his way up into 3rd. Boy into 4th. Sunny into 5th. Got James, Aiden working his way through as well. There's Cam on the Motor Academy machine. Cam actually deciding to go on the KTM this week, which is an interesting choice. I wonder what's made him switch things up a little bit, because he did have really, really good speed on that Yamaha. I'm wondering if he's saw that I rode the KTM and done quite well on it at Keegan's, for example. Of course, I don't want to use myself as an example, but it's just interesting seeing people riding different bikes out of nowhere. Maybe he's just vibing with the Moto Academy liveries. I mean, he has got Rax's red plate skin on right here, so please don't get confused. He doesn't actually have the red plate. He probably just didn't have a KTM skin at all, so he's decided to slap that on right now. So Cam in in terms of championship right now, very good spot. He's in front of his championship competitors, in front of his rivals that he's battling with. The Jan's working his way through around here as well. He's crossed the line in 21st position after 1 lap, so he'll be looking to score some more points this week. He did miss last week in the sand at Keegan's due to some schoolwork, but school is out, bitches, and Troy is on the track and making moves. I think he's just moved up into P20 after a rider went down there, who's looking like... Oh, it's Neon going down. Neon trying his hand at the 450 class this week. He's been a 250 rider predominantly up until now. I did hear the 2-stroke going past. Where is he? There he is, the lone 2-stroke out there on the track. It is scary having a 2-stroke on your cheeks in this game, because that is all you can hear. They're so much louder than every other bike for some reason, and it's going to be quite difficult here for Rax to try and make some moves. Everyone's seeming to filter into these insides, going over the bars. He's got an awful respawn as well. He's facing the wrong way. Neon barely getting past there. So this could have huge championship implications for Rax. And the issue is he's locked into that bike now. So if he decides after Moto 1 that he doesn't want to ride it anymore, it's tough luck. That is what he's stuck on for the rest of today. You can't leave, change and rejoin another bike. So we'll work our way back through to the front. Jake is still out in front. Fish is having a great race, by the way, so far. Really good stuff out of him. This is easily his best position so far this year. I don't even know if I've seen him on the track for the rest of this year. Actually, no idea at all. I mean, he's got good ping, but he's on the HSM0 team, which I think is predominantly guys from NA. So I'm not sure if everyone's just got this colour ping when you're spectating. We'll have to go and check after. Cam has already found his way up into P3, only 4.8 seconds off the lead. Jake might be keeping an eye on his max HUD, looking at his timing and scoring, seeing that Cam's already worked his way up. So that might start making Jake a little bit nervous. Aiden up into P5 as well. So right now, as far as I know, 3 out of the top 4 are from the UK. So these boys are going to be loving life. Boy working his way around here as well, just doubling through. Very difficult part of the track this. I think this second right here is going to be the main line for most people, as everyone else works their way down the hill right here. Got Polar going through. We've got Jen. Jen's in a good position as well. Matty and Troy. Troy's making a lot of moves, by the way. P21 at the end of last lap. He now finds himself up into the 13th spot, and I think he's just made the pass for 12th on Matty also. We're now trying to work on the back of Jen and gets... Oh, Troy pushing Matty off the side of the track there. I think that's just a case of racing incident. I definitely think Troy would have been an extra half a bike length ahead on his screen. Matty coming up short-handed there. Gio going off the track, which is not good, but Gio actually in a very good position for his usual standards. Oh, these boys are cross-jumping into each other. So important to stay as low as possible on this little table here, so you can get all of the momentum and speed you need to hit that uphill quad. So Rax working his way through. Neon going down again, not having the best of rides so far. Got to be quite a harsh track to make the switch from a 250 to a 450 on. So Jake coming through again. Cam has now moved his way up into P2, and Aiden is hot on his heels. Cam and Aiden right now really moving their way through the pack. So Cam's moved up into 2nd place. It's relegated Fish into the 3rd spot, and Aiden is now chilling in that P4. Aiden said he wasn't really vibing with the track in qualifying, but he's got his racing brain on right now. Over the finish line right there, makes the pass for P3. We've now got 3 Brits inside the top 3. The hometown fans really spurring these boys on in the virtual video game. That means absolutely nothing. It is purely just a replica, but they'll be wanting to do well anyway. If there's a round that you want to do well in this game, it's the one that probably means the most to you, which will be your hometown track. So now Aiden, didn't think I'd say this for a while, and I'm sure he probably doesn't take any offence to this. I had never thought I would see Aiden chasing the back of Cam, trying to make a pass on him. That is pretty impressive stuff. I don't know if Cam is not vibing with the KTM right now, if he's not vibing with the track at all. He came into the chat before the race started and said, chat, we might be cooked. So again, I don't know if he's just not vibing with it. He was 2nd in qualifying compared to Aiden's 7th in qualifying, I believe. But qualifying only matters for gate position. After that, it's all about your race pace. And both of these boys right now catching up with your race leader, which is going to be the interesting part to see. And we need to go way back here. We're going to look at last place as well. We're going to look at our man Reggie. Everyone deserves just a little bit of fame around here, no matter what position you're in. So he's out there, he's doing his best, he's improving, and that's all you can ask for. Better than rage quitting early on, like a lot of people do, and just giving up. So respect to Reggie. He's still out there, he's still trying his best. We've got Not Jay going through here. Let's have a look at the rest of these positions then. There is a big gap right here. Never mind. Right, we'll go back. Work our way forwards. There's so many Club MX machines, by the way. Breezy and JS7 battling over P6 right now. We've then got James in 7th, Sonny's in 9th there, Polar in 10th, Troy up till 11th. It says he's 10 on cuts, so he's doing great. Gio's in a great spot as well. Tyler has made his way through the pack to the best of his abilities so far. He is currently sat in the 14th position, but we still do have almost 23 minutes plus 2 laps to go. TJ getting hella sketchy coming out of that corner. See him basically dancing on the front end of that bike. Very easy to do, like a very, very rough track here today. It's the way that these braking bumps are built. They're really, sketchy is not the right word. They're just a lot steeper than a lot of the braking bumps we have. So in turn, the effect on the bike is pretty sufficient. So TJ, I mean, he's got a lot of spaces in front of him right here. So as long as he can get through these guys clean, he should find himself coming through into the top 10. And he's got a lot of racing left. He's only, where is he? He's 27 seconds back off the lead, which isn't an unreal amount of time to try and catch up. You know, it's definitely doable, especially if you've got the extra second per lap in hand that Tyler makes, or Tyler has. And especially if the boys out in front make any mistakes also. So we're going to have a look here. Fish, he's still chilling in P4. He's dropped off the back of these front boys a little bit. But as we go towards the front, these three getting closer and closer every single lap. So Jake with that better start. I think he might be lacking just a little bit of pace. But I tell you what, Aiden must be absolutely brimming with confidence right now. Because usually, and this isn't a rare occasion for anybody in this field, if Cam comes past you, usually Cam then disappears within the space of a lap. He's multiple seconds a lap faster. But right now, Aiden has not only latched onto the back of him, he's kept him very, very honest. And I would argue is a little bit faster in some sections as well. So both of these boys in second... Oh, commentator's curse. Aiden going down. He's not got a great respawn either. Getting a bit slippery as he gets going again there. So that's going to drop him a couple seconds back again. Doesn't lose any positions. Keeps himself in P3 right now. But he's going to have to try and put on a bit of a charge and go back to work. I've just seen that gap to lead change to 0.7 seconds. So Cam is doing his thing. We'll stay on board for this just for now. See if we can get that KTM to the top of the box. And if so, we might see more KTMs again rock up next week. That always tends to happen when someone does well on a different bike. But Cam's doing well so far. Maybe he's vibing, having the easier quick shift right there. I know that the reason I use the KTM on sand tracks especially is for banging up and down the gears as quick as possible. So Cam liking it quite a lot. The outside proving to be quite the dominant line there after you go past the... It's not even mechanic straight, is it? No, it's not. Before you loop back onto the start straight right there. So Cam only 0.4 down. I think Jake might have a second of cuts right now, which is causing things to look a little bit closer than they appear on track. But going good. Going good. Oh, just to reply to Jasper, if like what track you need, I believe all series race the pro track around here. The AMS track that you see is just for people that want an easier experience. So even the AMS races on the pro version of the track. So get the pro one just to double check. So here we go. The gap is getting closer. Jake made a little bit of a mistake before that tabletop stepping down. Accidentally went around the outside. Cam is gaining on him. So Cam's both going to triple in, then double. Little tyre tap coming out from Cam there. That was a little bit steezy. I'm not sure if that was an intentional one. We should keep an eye on that, see if he does that next lap. Or getting a bit sketchy out of that outside line. Jake choosing to go second route. Cam deciding to go up the inside. This is a very, very difficult corner right here. Not one that is really worth pushing, because there's only so much time you can gain, but as we saw from Aiden last lap, a lot of time to lose if you do go down. Notice Cam getting that front wheel very high, like a lot of the time right here. I'm not sure if that is intentional, or again, it's just his bike's hooking up quite well around here, but he is on the charge. And fair play to Jake. Doesn't look like he's getting really too nervous. I might just jinx it ahead of time again by speaking too early. But he's holding his own. Now, he's been out in front now for 11 minutes this race. Cam's just making little mistakes every now and then, but that's something that Jake has always done really well, is he might be half a second to a second a lap slower than the boys around him, but because those guys are having to try and push to get past, they make mistakes and Jake doesn't. Jake will happily sit at this pace for the entire race, whereas Cam's going to be trying to push to get those valuable extra 3 points so far, especially with his title contenders Tyler and Rax sitting in P8 and P20 respectively. So, as Cam goes down, that is going to give Jake a hell of a boost. Not great bike lane, and Cam might even get a second of cuts from that as well, and not really any fault of his own. It's just how far the bike decided to bounce, which unfortunately is now going to put... Oh, Cam's got off the track again. Oh, that's... As soon as you make one mistake in this game, it all starts falling apart. All kinds of your flow is gone. That is going to make Aiden smell some blood. He's going to want to go after that P2 spot. And wouldn't it be funny if, as we always joke about, these twins being attached at the hip, always one position apart from each other, if they can go from 4th and 5th place guys, 5th and 6th place guys, to putting it 1 and 2 up on the box at their hometown race. And both of these boys were at the MX Nations in 2024 having a watch in real life, so it probably makes the track feel even that little bit more special to them as well. I don't believe Cam was there. I didn't see him limping around anywhere with his dodgy ankle, but I believe both Jake and Aiden were. I saw both of them, so it'll be special for them. I know that might sound quite sad in a video game, but they'll both be buzzing, even just for one moto, if they can put it up on 1st and 2nd. So we're going to go back a little bit. Fish is still sat in 4th. He's been having a great race so far. Boy's moving up through the field slowly. He's on the back of 4th right now, looking to make that move. JS7, Tyler has moved past Breezy, so Tyler finds his way into P6 right now. P7? P7. Yeah, 7th place right now for Tyler. And again, we're not even halfway through this race, so he still has plenty of time. I could see him pushing even as high as a P4. It depending on if Aiden or can make any mistakes, he could even go up into a podium position still. So all to play for. And right now, Rax isn't scoring any points in this race. Where is the two-stroke? Let's try and find him. We've got to try and look for a KTM. There he is. Rax is in 22nd place right now. And if you remember, before we started this moto, he had a 19-point lead over Tyler. So he's doing Tyler a bit of a service here. And I guess it's one of them cases, anytime you ride a different bike in this game, it's always a win-win. Because if you do well on it, everyone will say, wow, that was impressive, you rode well on a two-stroke. If you don't do well on it, people won't mind because you wasn't expected to do well on it. So I don't mind this decision from Rax at all. He might be regretting it right now, but he's more than capable, even if he loses the red plate today, more than capable of getting that red plate back over the next few rounds. We've got Pumpakasu alongside him, getting on the brakes, slotting into that middle rut, drifting out wide. Oh, aggressive pass. He put his hand up. Again, I don't think that was intentional from Pumpakasu there at all. It looked like he was trying to get on the brakes for the middle rut and just couldn't stop in time. The track is very, very bumpy and choppy, so it's completely understandable to do. He just fell out of it early. But it's just little things like that that Rax isn't going to be too happy with. You know, he's in a championship fight right now, trying to get as many points as he can do. And then, yeah, Pump accidentally moving over onto him a little bit there. And, yeah, these boys are going to carry on about their race, battling for a singular point right now, which I didn't expect out of these two. I mean, before the race started, I thought that Rax was going to still be chilling in the top three. I am going to quickly try and dive my way forwards to the front of this field, try and find our leader, because things have got very, very tight at the front. So, we've got Jake right here, we've got Cam, and then we've got Aiden. All three of your leaders in the same section at the same time. This has been a very common theme throughout the course of this season so far. The top three seem to be really close, and then around 10th place seems to be a really good battle as well. So we're going to follow these boys for a little bit and see what's going on. I think everyone's still choosing to slot around this outside here. That outside is really high banked, so when you're coming into it with so much speed, you really do want to be banking off it to carry as much momentum as possible. Looks like Troy finally figured it out to race. Troy's having a great race so far. He's come from outside the top 20 to 9th position in the space of half a race right now. And we've got 15 minutes left in this race, and if you're looking to save 15% on any FXR gear or FXR merch, if you are located within the EU, then use code MXPR_Lins15 at checkout for 15% off, and it also gives your boy a very small commission as well, so I'd very much appreciate that. So we're going to carry on right here. We have got Cam getting ever so close to Jake. Jake still choosing to go around the outside there, and I'll be honest, I don't think that is the line. I want to say Cam's probably gaining a good 3/10 maybe in that one corner alone, just from going to the inside. So there's the reason you don't really need to go around the outside is because you have to stay so low and scrub the tabletop so much. You don't need all the momentum that the outside brings. So going inside means you haven't got to scrub off as much speed, and it also means you're a lot less likely to overjump that table. Get Cam right on the back of Jake right now. We're going. He's choosing to go around this middle rut, which I think's been working out well for Cam. If he went into that corner closer, he could slingshot his way past and slide up the inside of Jake, going into the next left-hander. I think everyone's choosing to go around the outside here. Yep, the inside just a little bit too rough for these boys right now. That could change on the back end of the race as the track roughens up a bit, as the ruts go away. We shall see. That Cam looking very, very racy right now. This is, I think this is going to be the tale of this race. It wouldn't even surprise me to see Cam go down again before making the pass, and then us being back in this exact same position in another 3-4 laps time. It's the little things, like Cam stays a little bit lower. I think he tracks better out of the corners. Another benefit of having that quick shift on the Austrian bikes is the taller gear you can stay in, the better. Jake leaving that inside very, very open right there. Cam was super nice to him. You heard him getting on the brakes. Those brakes were squeaking behind him. So we need to keep an eye on that as well. If Jake does that next lap, Cam could just go past, but instead he's going to go around the outside. He's doing it the difficult way. Moves over, takes the line away from Jake into the next corner. Good racing. So we're going to see if Jake can retaliate or rebound. Or a little mistake from Jake there as well. It's going to give Cam just a couple of bike lengths of breathing room. So we'll see if Cam can hold on to that or if he's going to make any mistakes. Aiden's still right off the back of these two. Also looking very, very good. And as things stand right now, all of these have at least 10 seconds over P4. So they can all afford a couple of mistakes. So right now, your top three looking very, very solid. However, if we go back and we look at timing and scoring, Tyler is in 6th place, and his original 27 seconds down to lead. Commentator's curse again. Oh, I'm so sorry, Tyler. I was going to say his original 27 seconds down from the leader is now down to 16. So he had closed in 11 seconds in only the space of about 10 minutes. So with 12 minutes still left on the clock, he could very easily have caught all the way up to the lead there. So he's definitely got the pace about it today. It just matters if he can keep it up on 2 wheels. But that is the difficulty around this track. It looks like all these fast boys are hitting a little tyre tap in the middle there. Really, really nice to watch. I'll try and spot it a bit easier next lap and watch it properly. So Tyler is going to lose a little bit of time. I think he did lose 1 position. I think he passed Fish and then Fish went back by. So Tyler is going to find himself back in that P6. It was 16 seconds. It's now 20. So not ideal for him, but he's going to go back to work. I can very easily see him getting top 4 in this race though. So Reggie being a good lapper, staying out of the way as Jake goes past. Aiden looking to do the same and go past also. Has Cam gone down? Cam has gone down. Oh, Cam, you've got to keep it up on 2 wheels, buddy. This has been the story of this year so far. He's had plenty of pace, but just little mistakes taking it away from him. Doing his best Lynn's impression. Just choking time and time again. Not too good. So, does it happen? Do we live in a universe where the twins can go from being 4th and 5th place guys to put it in 1st and 2nd? I would be happy for him. I would be a big old round of applause. The Instagram post would go crazy. FXR Game Time instantly retweeting that shit straight away. But it depends. Aiden's only just there. They're only just in front of Cam. Cam is, without a doubt, probably a second or so lap faster than both of these two. But, again, mistakes happening. I think once he gets into the lead next time, because I think he will get back up into the lead, he just needs to chill. He needs to reel it in a little bit. There's no need to push straight away. Both Jake and Aiden, both very clean racers, so even if they're sat right on your cheeks, they're not going to force their way past. They will wait for a mistake. So if you're Cam, you just need to get that bike in front of them and then just chill out. There's that little tyre tap again. Very, very nice. And then try getting as much oomph out of that bike to try and double all the way out. 2-stroke KTM moment. Yes, Rax is riding a 2-stroke today. So Rax not doing too well. Although saying that, he has moved up into 14th place. So I'm not sure on exact points implications right now, but with Tyler just making the pass for P4 right there, past Boy and he's past Fish, I believe in the same lap, the difference between 4th and 13th, I don't think is 19 points. So right now, Rex would still have the red plate going into Moto number 2, and to be fair, he did get destroyed off the start in this race, so we'll see if he can get a better start in Moto 2 and keep that points lead going into the next round, round 7. So let's move a little bit forwards again. Just want to see if there's any drama going on. Not Jay being an excellent lapper right there, staying well out of the way, letting the leaders go past. Diesel staying out of the way as well. Cam moving him out of the way right there. Diesel tried to do what he could, but yeah, these boys at the front, they're not going to want to change up their line at all. They're going to want to stay into that outside. Nobody going down, so I don't see any issues there at all. They're all going to carry on with their races, so all 3 of these getting to go past all the lappers without any races being ruined, which you'd love to see. And I would, ideally, I usually go and look at some other battles around the track, but honestly, this is kind of the spiciest bit right now. This is going really, really well. What I might do, if we stick on to Cam, what are the track cameras looking like? We go auto? Yeah, let's go on the auto cameras just for a little bit, just to watch what's going on here, to give my fingers a rest from flying around the entire time. So here you go, these boys getting bunched up, Aiden and Cam, both basically on top of each other. Cam scrubbing super low there, putting a lot more body English into it. The KTM not quite as fast as the Yamaha is in a straight line, so you see Aiden getting up and over that quad much easier than Cam's able to. But it looks like the KTM does handle the deep ruts a little bit better than the Yamaha does, as Aiden goes down. That's not good for Aiden at all. Aiden's going to lose that P2 position. He's going to go down to 3rd right now, but 2 lappers going past him at the same time that he's going to have to try and work his way past again. So that's going to move Cam up into 2nd. Jake still chilling in 1st place. I think he does have a 2nd of cuts over Cam. So that looks like about a 3-second lead. It's actually shown as 1.5-ish on the timing and scoring right here. These boys still have 8 minutes plus 2 to go. This is a long old race. So we've got Tyler right now, chilling in a little bit of no man's land. He made his way up into P4, put a bit of a gap on the boys behind him, and he's now trying to close up on the boys in front. And overall, over the course of this race, he has been the fastest man. He's gone from 27 seconds behind at the start to now only being 14 seconds behind. So with a better start, he could easily be clear in this race, so we'll be hoping for better in race 2. Got to give a little bit of a shout out to the rest of the field as well. Breezy sitting in a P7, which is very respectable for the young man out of the UK as well, looking to do well in Great Britain. And then we have got the Mr. January, in P8 right now. Looks like he's racing for Team Girlfriend, but he's on G Fuel Racing. And I'm surprised he hasn't got FXR in his name, actually, since he wears like the FXR gear. But Troy having a couple of really solid races as well. He's really come into his own these last few rounds. The first 1 or 2 were a little bit on the ropes, not too great, but these last few he's been doing very, very well. And it looks like on track, actually, I don't know if Troy just made the pass for P7, in that last lap or if there's cuts going on. But Troy is actually in front of JS7 on the track. As he goes down, commentator's curse. What happened there? Was that just a little bit too much front brake at the same time? Oh, he got into a little bit of chop and the front end knifed on him. You hate to see that. So yeah, Troy's going to now sit in that P9 spot as he oh, how's he saved onto that? That could again be a second of cuts. Where, oh where, oh, the cameras are going to mess me around a little bit. Here we go. So Cam has just made the pass. He's made the pass on Jake for the lead. We can't rewind that, unfortunately. So Cam now out in front. Jake is 2.2 seconds down already. So we'll see if Cam can hold on to this and see what happens. Where is Spinky? Let's have a look, because he was doing really well at the start of this race. Marley has retired, unfortunately. So Marley's left the race. He wasn't happy with how he was doing, so he's retired from this one. I think we still have around 37 or so people circulating the track right now, which I love to see. And oddly enough, if we're looking at the amount of people that have been lapped, we've only got 6 minutes left to go in this, and they've only lapped up to P32. But there's been rounds this year where they've lapped all the way up to P5, so that's pretty nuts to see. So let's look down a little bit, see if we've got any battles going on. The automatic cameras might give us a little bit of grief. We've got Fatty Matty right here. I don't know if I've seen Matty on track at all throughout the course this year. I don't know if this is his first one that he's doing. But then in regards to... Wait, is Matty from the UK? I can't remember. Because I was on about the HSM ride earlier being mostly American guys, but I think Matty might be from the UK. I'm not too sure. Either way, yeah, Troy's having a bit of a rough go of it this last lap or so, but the track will be going away. Rax has made his way up into the 13th points position, so he's gaining some more time here. I'm stuttering like Ricky does on stream, Jesus Christ. He's making some good time back here. Just kind of that race knowledge, you know, letting the race come to him. Got caught up in some drama early on. Hard to make a pass on people when you're on an underpowered machine as well. But then as people are making mistakes, as the track gets rougher, he's going to be capitalising on them mistakes. So he's gone from originally outside of a points paying position early on to up into P11 now as he goes across the line right there. So he could even find himself up inside the top 10 towards the end of this. And for the 70th time in this race, here we go, Cam went down again. So Jake's gone past again. So very, very interesting right here. Again, it could just be a case maybe he's not got enough time on the KTM since he usually rides that Yami, so maybe it's wrapped in how he doesn't like in this rough stuff. But he's definitely got the speed. But we are going to look over at the timing and scoring on the left-hand side of your screen. Oh, I've jinxed it again, boys. We keep missing all the juicy stuff. Tyler had put the gap down to lead to 9 seconds, and he must have crashed this lap because it's just shot back up to 15. So, oh, Cam's front end trying to go in that rut right there. We can rewind this one, just to give you guys an idea of how difficult it is to get around a track like this. So when you've got these super deep ruts, very easy for the bottom of the forks or the handlebars or the foot peg to grab the rut to your right. So you see right there, Cam's handlebars digging in, which has caused his front end to just knife to the side. I've got no idea how he's not gone down, to be honest. I mean, again, his suspension's fully compressed. He's basically on the floor, but he survives that one. So he's going to be... Oh, he's going to be wiping the brow. Brow's probably getting a bit sweaty right there. Might have to change the underwear a little bit and then go back to work. But yeah, Aiden actually on the cheeks of Cam right now. And on cuts, Aiden is in second place. So it could still happen. The dream of the twins is still alive. And I'll be honest, I like all three of these on your screen right now. I've got no issue with Jake, Aiden or Cam. So I wouldn't mind seeing any three of these winning this moto. But just for the culture, just for the iconic moment in MX Bike's history, you'd kind of like to see the twins going 1-2 at their home race. I know it's not for overall positions, it is just for one moto, but even little victories like that you'd love to see. So I'd like to see the boys, everyone in chat, getting behind them, get behind these boys. Their team owner Oles is going for a wee right now. He can't hold it for the next 3 minutes plus 2. So as he gets back from that wee, I imagine Jake and Aiden will both be on the ground and Cam will be in the lead again. That's just the way the world goes. You see, Aiden was getting a few little kicks going into that corner right there. He's been getting bucked about a little bit. Not sure if that suspension's working too well for him or if he's just trying to turn a little bit too sharp over some of these choppy bumps. But his pace this race has been really, really good. Really good. And he has 0 cuts right now. So look where Aiden is on the track. And look where Jake is on the track. That is only a 0.8 gap after cuts. So I want to say Jake's got maybe 2 seconds and then Cam has 1 or 2, just based on the way timing and scoring's working right now. So as they go across the line, regardless of on-track position, Jake is only 0.7 in front of Aiden, and then Aiden is 1 second ahead of Cam. So this could get very, very juicy. on the back end of this, and the man going about his work quietly in the background is Tyler. Tyler is, I mean, he's gaining time on all three of these every single lap. It is just a few mistakes that's really kept him out of the running. So I think he might finish in that P4 unless there's some absolute carnage going on out in front. But I don't want to leave this battle at the front for too long, because whilst they're not immediately on top of each other, there is a lot of lappers that these boys are coming up to and they're going to have to pass. And unfortunately, the way this game works, people don't always get a blue flag, or sometimes they get the blue flag when they don't actually need it. So then when they do get it, they don't listen to it. And if they're in a battle of their own, they're not going to want to move out of the way either and give up their own positions. So there is still a lot to play for in this. We've got Mr. Victor Leander going a lap down right here, putting the hand up, letting old Cameron Box go past as well. Good heads up lapping from the Swede right there. And, oh, Cam, little mistake going into the roller section right now. That's going to let Aiden catch up on the back of him a little bit. Aiden choosing to follow Leander through this section, which was an interesting choice. But, again, Leander very heads up, stayed far, far, far over to the right-hand side. Didn't cause any issues either. We're looking back. Troy's made his way up into the 8th position as well. So, really solid result for Troy so far in this moto. And Tyler's still making time up. I just think he's going to run out of time, unfortunately. And right now, I mean, Leander, after going a lap down, he's barking on the back of Aiden right now. And being in that position myself, once you lap someone, it's so distracting when they then start barking on you as well. So hopefully Aiden doesn't get too distracted by that and he can carry on doing his thing. But Jake's actually pulled a little bit of a gap over these boys right now. I don't think it's from raw pace alone. I think he's just being clean, hitting his marks, doing everything well, and Aiden and Cam both making just little mistakes every now and then. But if you've got 1, 2, 3, 4... Aiden's already gone past another 2 lappers, 3 lappers here. Neon going a lap down, moving from the 250 class to 450s this week, giving it a go. We've got Vendrami. Oh my god, that was close. Vendrami, unfortunately, has been caught up in a little bit of lapper drama so far this year. It looked to be quite good last round at Keegam's, and I don't think... Oh my god, Cam's bumhole must be so tight right now. There's bikes crashing all around him. Oh my god, I don't know how he's getting lucky. But look at Leander is just on Aiden's cheeks. Holy moly, give him some room, Victor, jeez. But Aiden has dropped back a little bit. Again, I don't know if that's just from his own mistakes or if lappers were causing him some time. But right now, the dream is no longer alive. Cam has put enough of a distance between himself and Aiden to make it so that he's actually going to finish P2 in this race. He's actually gaining on Jake as well. His Quack's going to be a W lapper and mind out the way for Jake as well. It looks like he is. He's hanging over to the far left right there. Riding a Husky, also from Quack's. Usually I think Quack's is usually a Fantic enjoyer, so interested in seeing him riding the Husky today. That thing, the Husky is a very, very agile bike, so that thing must be bucking him all around all over the place, unless he's got a setup that's pretty dialed for it. So yeah, Quack's choosing to go out to the far outside here, moving out of the way. Although, I think all the lines really in this long sweeper are very similar, so only so much time Jake can really make up. So Jake's chilling there, Neon on the back of Cam right now. Aiden has closed up to the back of Cam a little bit again. So we've got 2 laps to go next time they go over the line. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens at the front here. Let's go back a little bit. It looks like Boy and Breezy are having their own battle on the track. So 30 seconds back is around here, maybe? There it is. Breezy's right here. Boy's right here also. People on the Club MX ride. So we've got 4 Club MX riders inside the top 6, which is pretty cool to see. Top 7, sorry, top 7. This is the battle for P6 right now. So yeah, battle for P7 between teammates. They're going to keep it nice and respectful. Breezy's choosing to go the long way around right there. Boy doing a very good job of going through the rough stuff. Breezy's going to move his teammate out of the line. He says, no, doesn't matter. No, put your fists up underneath the awning. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. That's my line, not yours, buddy. Nothing too dirty, just an aggressive pass. Neither rider going down. So you don't mind seeing it too much. I'm sure Boy will be like, what are you doing, buddy? You're on my team. Why are you moving me out the line? But that is racing. We have got still here is Mally... No, this is a battle for... Not last place. Okay, this is a battle for 32nd place, I believe. So it doesn't matter where you are on the track right now. There's battles going on all over the place, which is really, really cool to see. We've got Jen up in 13th right now as well, as both both these boys go down. Sorry, I'll stop watching them right now. So Aiden... Oh, Aiden's lost a little bit of time to Cam now. Cam has smelt some blood. He is gaining on Jake. We can see Tiger's gear and bike as well, as I downloaded that today. Lovely stuff. You like seeing that. Cam going off the track just a little bit. Oh, Jake, go on, buddy. I kind of want Jake to win this as well. Again, as much as I love Cam, and like even a second is good for Cam in championship points right now. As Jake hasn't even been on the podium yet this year, has he? I think his best position's been a 4th. So to see him leapfrog 3rd and 2nd and go all the way onto the top, he'd be very, very happy with. especially since he came into chat after qualifying as well and said that he wasn't vibing with it, that he hated qualifying. So it's weird seeing the boys that didn't qualify too well now having a really good race pace. So I love seeing that dynamic in MX bikes, and they're people that really vibe with the hot laps, people that vibe in race scenarios. So I'm kind of hoping that Jake can hang on. So he's going to go across the line here. He's got the white flag. It is the last lap. As Cam goes across the line, what is that gap going to be? It's 2.3 seconds. So Cam is going to have to get a move on. I think it is as it lies. Oh, Jake's gone down. No, not on the last lap. Oh, no, Jake's thrown it away. Oh, he's going to be kicking himself. He's got to get going again. Right. Is Cam going to keep it up on 2 wheels, or is Cam going to let the pressure get to him? There's a couple of times throughout the course of this year where Cam was destined to win, and some sort of instance made it not that way. He had some bad luck in one of the motors at Keegham's. He ran out of fuel at Lugo. He's just had some absolutely terrible luck, as well as his own mistakes throughout the course this year. We can't blame it all on the game. Can't blame it all on luck. It's like sometimes it's just a case of you staying on the bike. So we shall see. Will anything happen to him again today? I think Jake's just going to go full send. He's got nothing to lose. Worst case scenario, he's going to end up third. Oh, actually, Tyler is very close right now. Tyler is on the arse cheeks of Aiden. I don't know. He must have some cuts, because that is definitely not a 4-second gap right now. Look how close this is. Cam's messed up. Cam's messed up as well. Oh my god, boys, it's all happening on this last lap. Let's have a quick little replay, see what happened there. Cam going down, just dragging the handlebars. No, slid out a little bit. So, Cam didn't want it. I told you. Now Tyler's on the back of Aiden. Jake's just in front of Cam. It's all coming down to this last lap. Holy. We've got 4 leaders here in the space of the same camera. Can Jake bring it home? That is the question. And Aiden, only a second off the back of Cam as well. If Cam makes another mistake, cuts could come into play. So Tyler, even if Tyler makes a pass on Aiden right now, Tyler's got about 4 seconds of cuts. So he's still going to be 4th. That's almost guaranteed. Cam trying to go the long way around. These two, I think, are exactly as it runs. Is he going to do the Geyser pass on Jet? Up the inside, going into the second to last corner. He slams on the brakes. Cam's going to have to hold it wicked. He goes around the middle rut. Jake up the inside. Jake's going to go across the line. Jake is going to get his first win of the season. Might be his first GP win ever, if my memory serves me right. Cam's going to come across in 2nd. Aiden in 3rd. Tyler with an insane comeback to 4th. He's going to be very unhappy because there was easily 5 seconds worth of crashes that he could have avoided during that race. But we have, here at Matley Basin, in the UK, we have got 4 Brits in the top 4. You absolutely love to see it. Jake and Aiden, very happy with their ride today. W for these boys. I would have loved to see Aiden bringing that home in 2nd, but both of the twins, whose best positions this year have been a 4th and a 5th, both putting it on the podium in Moto 1. You love to see it. You can't be unhappy with that at all. Unless you are like Troy and you are a D1 Aiden hater. So we're going back a little bit further. Boy crossing the line as well. So we've got 3 Club MX rides inside the top 5. Oles is going to be very happy in the pants. Breezy come home in 6th. We've then got Fish in 7th. Troy in 8th. I think Troy just lost it to cuts there at the end, actually. But still a solid ride from Troy. He came from outside the top 20. Rax coming all the way back to 9th place. So really good damage limitation there on the 2-stroke. And some very good racing, I think, in that back and forth. Nobody wanted to win it, to be honest. Person got in the lead, other person crashed, other person got in the lead, then they crashed back and forth over and over again. But a very good race, I think you can all agree. Some other honourable mentions, probably not the race that Neon was looking for there. Stepping up to the 450 machine after being on an A250 predominantly. He finished in 23rd. Quack's just outside the points as well. Tiger getting in just inside the points, which is good. We did have a retire on the last lap, although we don't think he could have lost any more positions, so that's probably why. We've then got Jen having a really good ride as well. He crosses the line in 13th. Good one from Reed. Polar's just leapfrogged like 2 people, moving up to 13th, actually, demoting Jen down to 14th. JS7, decent. Good riding. Good riding all around. Probably not the race that Matty would have wanted there, but still not terrible. Just getting the laps in. Gio having a decent one as well. Leander was down there. And then we had a Yoku, Pumpakasu, and a Marley DNF, unfortunately. Which you don't like to see. Maybe, hopefully they'll be back for Moto number 2. But yeah, a very, very solid first moto of racing here at Matley Basin. Good stuff. Oh, did you leave too early, Aperta? You didn't know? Listen, worst case scenario, you'll finish 18th or 19th anyway. It'll give you that position still, because when you retired, you can only drop so far back. Actually, no, sorry, it's put you in 20th. So you still get a point. You still get a point. Rex is on 2-stroke today. I think just for a bit of fun and a change. He has a 19-point lead going into this race, and you can ride 2 strokes at any point now throughout the season. So he's just mixing it up a little bit. So, can anybody that's much smarter than I quickly do the points of the difference between a 4th place and a 9th place finish, and then deduct that from 19, and that'll be the new points gap. How long till next moto? I think they usually do, is it a 10-minute break or a 5-minute break? They haven't said just yet. It's usually 5 or 10 minutes break that they give each other. And if you give me 1 second, gamers, I am going to go and get some water, because my throat is very sore after not stopping talking for about 35 minutes straight. So I will be back ever so shortly. I need to go to get something for my throat. Some nice liquid to go down my mouth. Oh, gamers, the day just keeps getting better and better. We've had some great racing in Moto 1. The vibes are high, chat's popping, it's all good. I've got a cold water. I walk downstairs, go into the kitchen. Linda is there, fully naked, doing the ironing. I get a handful of arse, grab my water, and carry on with my day. Can life get much better right now? I don't think so. How is Jenna Guy? Well, if I told you that his first name was also very feminine, it probably doesn't help the case at all. What a what? What a what? Tuesday tomorrow, innit? What's my desktop audio setting? So it's just set to 0.0 decibels, so whatever normal is. But then I crank my volume, like my voice, a little bit. I increase some gain. In game, my master volume is only on 5%, so in game it's actually really, really low. But I actually think my audio might be a little bit too low, so I might just crank that up a little bit just for this, especially when you're watching in third person. Things are quite quiet anyway. Shall we do, before Moto 2 starts, gamers, shall we have a quick little fly around the track and see how the track's degrading so far? It seems like 1 or 2 corners was very one-lined, but then others, people were going all over the place. So let's start with the finish line. So we scrubbed the piss out of the finish. We scrubbed the tabletop very hard as well. Get your ass off the track, Breezy. Also, before I forget, we're going to change this to say Moto 2. Nice. So, everyone tending to go on this left-hand side here. Sole reason being is that outside's banked up pretty damn high. So it's just something to bank against off of, so you haven't got to slow down too much over all this chop. So I don't know if this will go away too much. You can start to see that it's digging down into it a bit, so it might start hooking people out and causing people to crash. I mean, we saw Jake go down here at the start of the last lap before he was able to regain and get that win. That flat turn here where Troy decided to tuck the front end and then working out. I'm very surprised that this straight isn't rougher than it is, but a lot of people starting to favour this inside here and drop into the middle or the inside. I'm not sure that's allowed. I'm quite shocked that people are still going so far inside here, because I thought these bumps cause a hell of a kick. Oh, jeez, can you see? You can see that on the camera. What is... Boys, these OEM tyres do some really weird shit. I really don't understand it. Why is there just a random arsehole that's formed in the face of this braking bump? You know, it's fine. We don't question it at this point. But yeah, middle and inside getting used quite heavily here. I think this rut here is also good, and then you drift out wide. The only issue is because this is a blind jump, it's really hard to line yourself up with the ruts. And a lot of time, because of the angle people are taking, as they're just jumping and then taking off here, it does kind of line them up perfectly with that middle there. And then they jump their way down. I personally really liked the inside line here and cutting off as much distance as possible. But a lot of these top boys choosing to rail all the way around the outside. And then what's quite nice is you can go double and then almost double into the corner. And right where this darker road starts is where you can land. So not many people venturing out wide here at all. But we'll see again if that changes. The exit of this inside is quite techie, quite rough, easy to make mistakes on. And then it looks like far inside or far outside as you go down the hill. I think most of the reason being is if you was to take this third rut, for example, it's super easy, as we saw happen to Cam near the finish line earlier, very easy to lean over too far and have the handlebars dig in to the side of this. So for the sake of that, it's easier for people just to go around the outside and have a bit more room, or go far inside and cut the distance down that they have to travel. Then we step down the hill right here. I thought this third, or is it fourth one? Yeah, fourth rut would be the best one. It's just the smoothest option. So here you have to check up a little bit and then cut across, which can cause the back end to slide out. Here you've kind of got to go through the middle and then turn sharp at the end. Third rut doesn't look terrible, but then it kind of disappears by the end of it. So fourth rut I kind of knew is where people would go, because it's just nice and smooth. You follow it all the way around the corner and then carry your speed up and over the hill right here. Ollie and Troy getting together. Very, very cute. And then inside and outside both being utilised in this turn. Scrub over the step down as fast as you can. Hit the triple up to the top of the hill. Nice to see a variety of lines being used in this corner. Looks like 1, 2 and 4 all being used roughly about the same amount. And then you want to go triple. These boys were going triple tyre tap over this and then doubling from this. That's a big step to jump from here over to here. Yeah, outside being used predominantly here, which then obviously means that you're going to use the insides after, just with how it lines you up. So inside and second rut. Have they changed the rules so you're allowed on the track? Troy's dead. I did see a lot of lines being used here. I mean, if you wonder why people are crashing, this is why people are crashing. Like, trying to turn whilst getting your bike to combat these bumps is so tricky to do. You really do have to just take your time with it. It's one of them places of the track where you can lose so much from crashing, but if you hit it absolutely perfect, you can't actually gain that much compared to just hitting it normal. So it's much better just to take your time and pick your way through and be smart about it. A lot of these top boys choosing to go into this third rut right here, which leads out to be the second on the exit. That's the one that's been eroded the most. And again, Cam was getting good slingshots coming out of this. Going into the inside of the next corner. Round the left hand here, looks like inside, second and outside all being used, which is nice to see also. Outside very dominant here. Again, it's one of them situations where because you're stepping down on this jump, you're coming into here with a lot of speed. So you're asking a lot of the bike trying to go over this rough stuff on the inside. You could try and land on the left here and then maybe like work your way across these lower bumps and then go to the inside. But then you just have to make sure you downside this jump perfectly, which is quite tricky to do. But the outside getting utilised quite a lot around here. People up and over the Benetton Racing jump, inside and outside, so 2 viable lines. Then up here, up to the inside, second to last corner, and then inside and second to inside in the last corner as well. So there you go, that is a lap. That's what the boys are having to try and tackle their way through. That is the track that has claimed multiple victims today, and it's made for some very, very good racing in Moto number 1. The race is every week, so I don't know what time zone you're in, Kanan. However, whatever time zone you're in right now, if you take away an hour and 47 minutes, so an hour and 47 minutes ago is when the night started, basically. That's when qualifying started. These boys get 30 minutes of qualifying, then the heats, then the servers go up to start race number 1, and then race number 2 is 10 minutes after race number 1 ends. Can't believe no one's on the Ducati. That's because the OEM team didn't give us a Ducati yet. We're patiently waiting. Matty just got booted? What'd Matty get booted for? Oh. I mean, the race is about to start as well. He said some weird oh. What did he say in chat? Oh. I mean, yeah, we probably shouldn't be dropping that word. But I don't know if that... I don't think they'd boot them for that, would they? We do have a jump start as well. In case there's any admins watching, we do have a jump start, so a red flag is indeed needed for this, so I'm not going to spectate just yet. Yeah, I'm not going to read that chat for too long. I don't want... I don't know if YouTube can ban you just for showing a word. Oh, okay, fair enough. I have no idea about AMS times, to be honest. I haven't been keeping up with the AMS stuff at all. So we're going to pretend like there is going to be no red flag, and we are going to watch these guys go off the gate as normal and see what happens. So... Oh, I swear Rax just lagged forwards right there. So Tyler is alive somehow. So Cam, Tyler, where's Rax? I thought it was Rax that got good, so it was actually Cam because they're on the same bike right now. There's Rax, a bad start for the two-stroke again. That's the issue, you get swallowed up. There we go, there's the restart that we expected. There's the restart, I thought it was going to be coming at some point. I mean, should we have a little fly around right here and thank the sponsors that make all the prizes and stuff at the end of the season worthwhile? Title sponsor of the series, Zero Raceware. We've got Virtual MX. We have got Motocross the Game. Use code LINS4 when pre-ordering Motocross the Game. We have got Performance Racing Suspension Works. We have got Factory Fried Co, AEO, as well as Zero Raceware combined right there. We have got Mr. Splash, aka SPX Performance Champion Tested, Championship Proven. Very, very true. A lot of the top boys do use SPX suspension. We have got the Charge Cycle Works machines, as well as East Action Sports. Zero Raceway, is that in the middle? Yes, Zero Raceway again. We've got Ace Moto, the OG boys. Wes's actually no longer Wes's team. I think Ace Moto might no longer exist. Now Wes has gone to the DDC life. Is that... This circle... Does it look ever so slightly off-centered? It looks like it's further to the left than it is to the right. Like this gap here looks slightly bigger than this gap here. Or is it the angle that I'm looking at? I don't know. We have got Benetton Racing, which, by the way, I've noticed, if you look at the bottom of your screen at the banner, the Benetton logo is the only one that I don't have, but it wasn't in the logo pack that I received, so I do apologise to the Benetton boys. We've got DJ Designs. We've got... is that Kate's? CYS, factory suspension as well. We've got Motion Works, ARL, and then Motocross the Game again. So we've re-racked them. We're getting ready. We've got 1, 2, 3... Got about, 3 riders missing from this one. So we're starting with 37 on the gate, which is still a very good amount for moto number 2. And we have got Tyler on the inside, Cam on gate 2, Marley on... I don't know how Marley's got gate 3. Fair play. That's probably why he's getting such good starts. We then move over to Club of X boys. Got Boy, Aiden, Jake, and Stuart all side by side. Got Rax right here. I imagine Rax will get a good jump, but then get swallowed up by the field. Let's have a quick watch of that and see if that's true. No, I completely lied. Not at all. So, Tyler up the inside. Tyler diving up the inside. Cam checking up early, tucking underneath. Cam's going to go down. Oh, he's not going to be happy with that. Cam's dead. Getting into some issues there with other people. So put a much better start for Pumpakasu. Tyler forgetting where the track goes after riding it for an hour straight. Getting taken out off the track by the Brazilian man. Tyler's probably going to get a couple seconds cuts here. He's off the track for quite a lot of time. But he gets back on in around about P7 or so. So not too much damage done, especially this early on in the race. But the man out in front is the same man that... Surely not. Sure, another one? It's always going to be 50-50. Whoever got a bad start is going to be happy about it. Whoever got a bad start, yeah, will be happy. Whoever got a good start is going to be fuming. Let me change my chat to live chat as well. For some reason, I've still got it as top. Troyjan is American himself. He's just racing in the European series because he prefers that format. And to be fair, it probably gives him the rest of his afternoon to do whatever he wishes. It's not taken up by racing if he gets it done earlier on. Right. Third time's the charm, boys. Listen, if I was in here and I got a good start, there'd be a 4th restart. That's just how it goes. So, we're going to see what happens again. Cam's going to be happy about that. You'll notice on that start, I noticed that time that Cam was about half a bike length in front of Tyler, but then Cam shut off early, and Tyler dived up the inside. So, was it... Didn't I thought that was a butt patch for a second? I don't think it is. So, we'll see what happens again this time. Gates go down. Cam, better start. Much better start. Is he... Oh, he's drifting over to the right. Nice. Nice and clean. So, second and third in the championship, and now first and second on the track. Another good start for Jake as well. Is he going to hold it on and go up the inside of Tyler? He does. That was actually a great pass. Oh, he goes up the inside of Cam as well. Jake's got a moto win under his belt, and he's feeling himself right now. Jake moving up into the lead, going around the guys who really, I mean, should be beating him, realistically. Jake is feeling it right now at Matley Basin. So, Jake's going to take the lead earlier on. Cam is going to try and look at his way back past. Jake's probably going to move over here. Yeah, nothing wrong with that, although it started with nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong now. It is wrong. Cam's going to be very unhappy with that pass. I mean, Jake had the line on him. It was natural that he was going to move over, but I don't think Cam expected Jake to completely blow the rut and take Cam down. So, Cam's got some work to do already. But Picasso, after his good start before the restart, he's now back up there again. Jake getting into the side of him. Jake goes cartwheeling off the track. Bad respawn for Jake as well. That's going to promote Tyler up into the lead. And if I was a betting man, I think Tyler's just going to disappear with this race now. But Picasso in P2, Joe Motorbike from the MX Simulator side of things, trying his hand at MX Bikes in P3 right now, making it look easy. I mean, to be fair, MX Bikes is a very easy game once you've played enough sim in your life. It's such an easy game to learn. Reed up into P4, best start of the year for Reed so far. Ulmer in P5, best start of the year for Ulmer. Jake in P6 after that early mistake. Jen in P7, great start for Jen. He's going to be loving life right now. Almost going off the edge of the track. Not Jay, almost went down. Leander doing barrel rolls, doing tricks off the side of it. Bouncing on it, freaky style. Quack's grubbing into the side of Leander. Where is Cam? Rax has gone past. Oh my god, Cam is down horrendous. It's weird how the butterfly effect works, isn't it? Because you have to think, if Jake didn't get into the side of Cam, then Cam might have not made other mistakes of his own or getting into other riders, so it just went from bad to worse on lap 1 for Cam. He's going to have to try and go about it and get to work, basically. He goes up the inside of Rex on the old two-stroke machine, and both of these boys are going to have to try and work their way through the field in this race. We shall work our way forwards. So, Tyler still out in front. Picasso going off the side of the track there. A lot of these boys jumping too far off to the left-hand side there. Again, I told you it was very hard to line it up because it is basically a blind jump as you go off of it. Jake has moved his way up into 4th place already, about to make the pass for 3rd as well. Reed's going to try and hold on to this as long as he can. Again, this is Reed's best position ever so far in these races. Jake trying to take some alternative lines, wasn't able to get it done there. I think he's just going to filter in behind Reed going into this left-hander. They do. Everyone gets bunched up a little bit right there. Is he going to filter in again? Yes, just moving over one rut right there. Staying nice and low, should then quad up, no problem for all these boys. That Yammy's got plenty of bottom end to be barking up and over this quad. Yeah, everyone getting it, no problem at all. Nice and easy. Good stuff. Picasso has caught up to the back of Tyler right now. I think Tyler might have made a little mistake. Let's follow this one around just for a little bit, see if anything develops here. Pump is lagging. He does have a tendency to be a little bit laggy, and he's dead. And an awful respawn, facing completely the wrong way. Okay, so that battle for the lead's gone. Is Jake able to gain it? That was a very interesting track re-entry there, Picasso. You should probably not rejoin like that. Very lucky that Jake didn't get taken out at the same time there. But, I mean, it's understandable. Heat at the moment, these boys want to get going as quick as possible. But, yeah, maybe don't rejoin and jump across 3 different routes next time. Just join as safely as you can. Try not to cause any other issues. Jen is absolutely barking this race. He's in P6, battling for P5. Ulmer is currently occupying that spot that Jen wants. And not Jay having a much better race. Jay was down outside the top 30 last race. He's currently inside the top 10, battling with Pitt for that 7th or 8th position right there. Reed still up here inside the top 10. Another good start from Eurus. He's even having a better year so far. Quacks has had a better start. Gio's having a better start as well. Gio chilling in P12. He's going to be loving life. Cam's already making a lot of moves. Cam is up into P14 right now, about to make the pass on Reggie for P13. Is he going to go up the inside, or is he going to follow him in? He is choosing to take some different lines here, trying out that middle one for size, seeing how it works. Gets a great slingshot. Reggie is going to have the inside in this next corner, so Reggie very entitled to try and defend that as well. Or moves over to the left, kind of blocks Cam off a little bit there, just defensive riding. Quack's going down. Cam has avoided a lot of bikes so far today. There's been a lot of bikes flipping all over the place, but he's going to go about his business. Where is the two-stroke machine? There he is. So Rax is in 22nd. Right now, not a good start for Aiden. I completely forgot about Aiden in this race. That's the first time I've seen him so far. Aiden is currently in, it says 16th. Quack's going down again. Not a great one for Rax so far, this moto after a good start. Aiden's going to move over on the Brazilian man. Aiden going down in the rut, getting stuck in the rut as well, facing completely the wrong way. So after that 3rd place in Moto 1, not the result that Aiden would be liking to see. And I know it's very early days. We've still got 25 minutes plus 2 laps to go in this. If the flag goes out now, Jake will be your overall winner. that 1-2 will be a 4-1 from Tyler, and he will be so happy. No, I think that will be not only his first moto win in GPs, that will be his first first GP overall as well in the same day. So he'll be really happy with that. But there's a lot of racing left to go. We've got Mr. Motorbike in P3, right on Jake's cheeks right now. We've then got Pumpakasu, who I think could beat Jake in terms of raw pace, but a bit of a loose cannon is old Pumpakasu. He does, I think he rides over his head a little bit at a time and goes full send always. So there's probably a lot of crashes going to come out of him throughout this, especially around a track as technical and challenging as we have here at Moutley Basin. Not Jay is having an amazing race for himself. So is Jen. Like, to be fair, all three of these boys on your screen right now need a round of applause, because I don't think I've ever seen any of these three up this high in a race before. So they are going to be loving life. Not Jay, unfortunately, going down. A little bit of a commentator's curse. But Jen is currently in P5. Jen's doing really well. And Reed's trying to go around the outside of him. Jen cutting over to the right. Nice defensive riding. Nothing wrong with that at all. Seen a lot of these boys being really defensive in the braking zones today, which is good to see. You don't really see people moving about like that too often to block their positions. So we'll see is we're actually going to stay on for this battle just for a little bit until someone makes a mistake. Both choosing to go around the outside there, which is interesting since everyone's been going inside so far. Reed trying to take some different lines as well, seeing if he can make a pass. Gets a good drive out of there, but I think that hasn't quite developed just yet. Going to try and stay out of Jen's arse as they go into this left-hander. Looks like quite a tricky place to pass around here sometimes. A lot of time you're trying to battle the track as well as each other and trying to make sure that you stay nice and smooth. Follow the corners smoothly, get good exits to get a drive along to the next straight. Multiple lines here. Pumpakasu's gone down again. Pump going from far left off the track over to the far right side. Jen's probably tensing his bumhole right now because Pumpakasu's lag's probably going to be very off-putting. You can see him flicking around even in spectator mode. So we now actually have a battle for P4, which I didn't expect. And actually, Jen is in P4 on the track after cuts. So both Reed and Pumpakasu both have cuts, I believe. So Reed's just made the pass on Jen, but it might not actually be for position right now. Mr. LCQ Hero, Reed, is going to do nothing but brag about his position if he does somehow get a P4 in this moto. So those boys are doing their own thing. Big gap between Tyler and Jake in P1 and P2. Cam has just got his way up inside the top 10. Your race number 1 almost winner. Threw it away a couple of times. Is Olma going to cross jump here? Cam, well, no, actually, Cam cross jumping from left to right there. I'm surprised those boys didn't get together. But that moves Cam up into the 9th spot, is it? As they go across the line? Yes, Cam in 9th. Okay, there are cuts coming through just quite slowly. Cam's got a lot of time to work with. He's 32 seconds off the lead. He's only 21 seconds off P2. He's only 19 seconds off P3. So Cam could quite easily come through and put that back onto the podium today. Cooper rounds out your... I mean, he's in 8th, but he's got some cuts going on. Olma's up here. Rax is having a better start to this motor than the last one. He's already up into the 11th position as Rax almost jumping off the side of the track there. Actually taking quite a nice smooth line, cutting back down, railing the outside here. I don't think it's kicking him about as much as it looks. It's just a case of NA ping on EU servers. But one thing I've noticed in my own experience riding these two strokes is the suspension does seem to be quite stiff. So unless he's managed to get some sort of a goated start, it wouldn't surprise me if he's just riding it stock. To be honest, these boys are very capable of doing so. He is probably getting bucked around quite a lot. So probably not the smoothest experience. Is he hitting this quad? He's going for it. Yeah, I mean, gets over that no problem, to be fair. I mean, you can see the quad here is quite rounded off, so you can come up quite short, and as long as you land front wheel high, you should be absolutely fine. We have a 4-rider battle going on here for the 13th position. All 4 of these was in the same corner at the same time, which is very cool to see. Let's try and stick on for this, see if any drama unfolds with these boys. Or Gio almost going down. Gio must be absolutely pooing himself right now, looking behind and seeing this wave of riders. One mistake and he loses... basically 4 positions. Having a look at Reggie, by the way. Let's give a round of applause for Reggie. He was chilling at the back of the pack last race. He's in points right now. He's in a P17. So Reggie doing very well. There's got a little battle going on here between Olma. Vendrami's getting back going again. Gio going to try and go around the outside here. 3 guys basically in the space of the same rut. Gio staying on the track. Barely gets back on. We need some Gio love in chat, by the way. This man has been part of this channel for a very long time, so it's nice seeing him finally putting in some good results. as Jay almost took Gio down there on the inside, going for the Tim Geiser approach. And then because Gio got moved around, Ulmer almost went up the inside of him again in the next corner. But I've never seen someone ride a wider bike than Gio is riding right now. I can't even talk and get my R's around. I'm getting my W's the wrong way around. Oh, Ulmer trying to go for an aggressive pass there. Gio says, "Nuh-uh, not today, sir." Goes right back underneath him. This is some really good racing for... What are we at now? About P12? P13? I didn't expect this out of these boys back here. They're having a great race so far. And Tyler has basically set sail out in lead. He's 16 seconds clear. I'd be very, very surprised if he manages to choke this. But we love seeing Gio. Thank you very much, B. Clay, for becoming a member of the channel. I think your tracks so far this year have been so, so good. It seems like everyone's had a great time on them. I don't think I've really seen many negative comments at all about it whatsoever, which is quite a rarity in this community. We do like to have a little bit of a moan. So WB Clay for the goated tracks this year, and thank you for the support as always. I very much appreciate you. So we've got JS7 trying to work his way through after not as good of a start as Moto number 1, and I've noticed there's Aiden. Aiden's just going past Jen, so Jen's fallen back a little bit. Is that Cam up here? That's Rax up here. Okay, Aiden's fallen back. There's a lot of cuts going on. Is that Cam? Cam's in 6th place right now. Cam is making moves, but then so is Rax. Rax is right on Cam's cheeks. I mean, Rax will probably just be going full send at the moment. And I do think if we was to combine the points between the first moto and the second moto, if it was to end right now, these points have got to be so close at the top. Like a 4-9 and then a 1-7. That's got to be about 19 points, surely. That's a big old gap. I noticed Pumpakasu's having some issues right here. So on track, Pumpakasu I think is in 8th, but he's actually got about 8 seconds or so of cuts in only 18 minutes, which is very impressive. And Mr. Joe Motorbike, the 3-digit number, I might add by the way, has just passed Jake or is past him on cuts. Fair play. Can anybody do a government ID check? Do we know who Joe is on the MX Simulator side of things? Because I'm not up to date whatsoever, but it'd be nice to give him the love that he deserves. I know his I guess the random alias on MX Sim is usually Joe Motocross, so he changed it to Joe Motorbike. But I don't know if it's someone like Seabolt, maybe. I don't know if it's an American guy or an EU guy, no idea. But it's cool. It's nice seeing people from Sim come over and do well in bikes as well. As I said, if you've learnt Sim to a high level, bikes is so easy in comparison. It's Janov, is it? Oh, so is this Janov's first time giving 450s a go overall? Because I do know I've seen that name in 250s before. If so, he's doing great. Really, really good stuff so far. Jake's kind of chilling right now in P3. I believe Jake would still win the overall right now, because a 1-3 will still be a 4-1. And Jake has about 10 seconds of breathing room over Pit and Cam. However, the way Cam and Rax have been riding so far in this race, I don't know if that 10-second gap's going to last very long, so the back end of this race could get very, very spicy indeed. What has happened to the Jans, I've seen someone ask in chat? The Jan is currently down in 31st position, so not quite the moves that he was making in Moto number 1, coming from outside the top 20 to getting like a P8 or P9, whichever it was at the end. He's currently down horrendous right now, so not a good start. But we'll see if he, again, can make moves on the back half of this race. We're almost approaching the halfway mark as they go across the line here. Got 16.5 minutes plus 2 laps left to go. Cam has just made his way around Pit for P number 4, and then Rax is currently sat in 7th right now, looking for a way around Reed, who is still in a very, very good position. Reed's going to be happy with this result. I think even if Rax goes past him, Reed will be happy with the 7th. And then we've got Pit up here as well. So he's now been relegated to P5. So some interesting stuff going on right now. Janov doing well, vibing. I don't know where he finished in Moto number 1, I'll be honest with you. But in Moto number 2, he's doing a very, very good job. So those boys are going to keep each other honest for a while. Cam's probably now going to try and set sail and try and catch up with Jake and Joe. We've got Rax has just made the move around there right now. Rax moves up into P6. We then got a little bit of a gap back here to Aiden, but we saw how down bad Aiden was in the first lap or 2 of this race. So even getting back to, he's in 8th place right now, it's still a pretty decent effort. He won't be too happy with it anyway, considering he put it on the podium in Moto number 1, and once you get that kind of taste of podium or glory once, you just want it again and again and again. So we'll see if Aiden can gain any more positions towards the back end of this race. And unfortunately, the way that the overalls are going so far, I think if it finishes how it does right now, he's going to kind of get screwed. I think he's going to come off worst case scenario and probably finish like 6th or 7th overall. Vendrami is having the race of his career right now. He's sat in P9, and I mean this with no disrespect, I've seen him get lapped every single moto so far this year, so he's going to be so happy with this moto so far. We'll see if Tyler does manage to catch up and lap these boys by the end. Cooper's going to come round to round out your top 10, and Fish, Jen, Ulma and Dr. Geo still kind of going back and forth here. A lot of good battles around this 10th place or so position throughout the course of this year. And again, shameless plug, 15 minutes through this moto, you could save 15% on FXR gear and merchandise if you use code MXPR_Lins15 at checkout. Only applicable to the European stores. Sorry for you American folk, but that's just how it be these days. And Geo, where is Geo in terms? So Geo's 14th right now. And even though he was at the front of this, let's say, group of riders just a couple of laps ago, if the flag was to go out right now, he would still be a very happy man, at least in my opinion. Like, it's a very good performance for Geo right now. Ulma's going to go across the line. These two have been going back and forth the entire race so far. We've then got Neon just behind Lee's, so a slightly better position for Neon so far in this race than the last one. But again, trying to make the move from a 250 to a 450 machine, especially on a track that is as rough as this track today, it's not an easy task to do. They're just completely different riding styles altogether. And then with the rough stuff as well, I think the 250s handle the rough a lot better than the 450s do. Reggie, still inside the points. Actually, well inside the points. He was in 20th, I think, earlier. He's now in 17th. So, oh, commentators, I'm sorry, Reggie, I won't look at you anymore. It's commentator's curse. Ollie's up here in points as well. Ollie Roberts is going to be happy with that. We got Lucas Godet, who had a really solid round, or really solid moto number 1. What was it, moto number 1? It was one of the motos at Lugo, I think, that he was doing really well. He's just inside points in this one. JS7 not having the race that he would have wanted so far. Might have to go and apologise to the team owner roles after this one. He won't be happy back at the rig, seeing him just inside the top 20 right there. And then we go to Sonny, who is just outside of a points paying position right now. Jake has made his way past Joe again, just looking at time and scoring, so he's gone back up into second. Those two having a good back and forth at it. We'll work our way through here, give people just a little glimpse of screen time. There's the Jan. He's not inside the top 25 yet, based on timing and scoring, so he's still got a lot of work to do, as Tyler is going to go past on lap, actually. So not an ideal scenario for Troy, because once you get lapped, your race is almost over, unless you follow the leaders through. I like that line from Tyler right there. Not really following the trend of cutting down or going wide. He's kind of used this line the whole way and just jumped up and out of it early. So that's nice. I mean, Tyler's got a 27-second lead right now. He's in no man's land. He'll be chilling. He'll be taking moto number 2 win 100%. We have to go a long way back, 27 seconds back actually, to find this battle still for P2. Jake and Joe going back and forth over and over again in this race. And it doesn't matter so much for Jake right now. Again, he would still have the overall. And very good lapping, by the way, from Mally, or Maley. Apologies on the correct pronunciation right there. Good lapping. Quack's going down right in the line that Cam wanted. Cam coming up actually quite lucky there. He could have got really unlucky there with a netcode and just died. That's just the way MX bikes work sometimes. So Cam hasn't really closed down the gap to the guys in front of him. It's still been about 11 seconds, which is what it was when he got up into that P4 position. Now, I'm not sure if that is a pace thing, or if he's just making mistakes. We shall see as the time goes on. That was a very sexy line. We are definitely going to rewind that one right there. Why has I still got the chat open? Am I even going to have enough time to rewind it now? We shall see. There you go, boys. If you want to save yourself a little bit of time. I love that B Clay included this in the track, by the way, because this is exactly what the top boys were doing in real life. Just exiting this inside early, jumping up and out, doubling the way out. That was so sexy. That was really nice to see. I'm glad we got a glimpse of that. And then I think we come back just on top of Aiden. Right here, Aiden finds his way into P7. He's gone around Vendrami right now, and he's got a 7-second gap to try and whittle down to find his way up to Rax. So that's going to take some doing unless Rax makes some mistakes. He could do it in pace, just because, you know, 450 against 250, but we shall see. We'll see how the back end of this race goes. Pitt having a really good race still as well in P5. He's not... Oh, he's actually quite a long way off the back of Cam. Ignore me. Yeah, big gap there. So, bit of no man's land stuff going on right here. I have a feeling, did Tyler go down? I think Tyler did. Yeah, he did. Because Troy was only just in front of... Oh, Troy again, a bit sketchy. Troy was only just in front of him at this place last lap, so Tyler must have made a mistake. But again, look at these two back here, by the way. Still right on top of each other. Is there a... Yeah, we're starting to get some kickers forming on the face of this jump, which is causing these boys to check up just a little bit. But this is probably one of the better battles that we've had on track this whole time. Looks like Reed and Vendrami actually going at it a little bit right now for the P8 position. That's Neon, that's Fish, that's Boy. Ulmer and Geo back here, still on top of each other the entire time. These two can't get away from each other this race. Just running identical laps back and forth, switching positions constantly. JS7 is making some moves right now. He's found himself up into 16th now. He was in 20th just a few laps ago. Ollie still inside the points as well. Jen has faded away a little bit, unfortunately. He was sat in that P5 position earlier on. He is now in 18th place on the track. Thank you very much, Nixie, for becoming a member of the channel. Very much appreciated, sir. Thank you for your support. Choke of the century. Oh, sorry, we're talking about Troy. Yeah, what position is Troy in right now? Troy's in 27th. Not a good motor for Troy at all. Maybe the track's gone away from him. Maybe his current setup isn't viable with this style of bumps compared to some of the other ones that we've had throughout the year. Because there's something as well... We have just witnessed a murder. That is something as well that's happened from track to track this year, which I'm not sure if B. Clay has done intentionally or if it's just the way that his tracks have developed as he... Oh my Christ. Just the way the tracks have developed as he's been building more and more of them, is the style of bumps has changed each round as well. I don't think this track has the same kind of bumps as St. John. I don't think that either of them tracks had the same kind of bumps as Lugo. So each track to me does have their own different personality and characteristics. So whilst in comparison to previous years, if we've done like an AMA season, for example, the tracks are kind of built to very similar specifications of each other. So if you have an outdoor setup that you really vibe with and like, it will work across majority of the tracks, unless of course it's like a Southwick, for example. However, in this series so far, I've noticed that if I take my setup that works amazingly around Lugo and try and go fast around a track like this, it doesn't correlate. It doesn't work at all. So little clicks, little changes here and there are kind of what you need. At least that's how I've felt in this season so far. So every single round offering something different, different tracks having different personalities to each other, generally feeling like different parts of the world as well, which you'd love to see. And I like they've experimented with different soil types throughout this season also. We've got Cam. I think Cam might be the only person that I've seen go tight inside here today, and it worked really, really nice for him. So I like seeing him experiment. He done the same thing last week at Keegham's. Took a few tight inside lines I didn't really see anybody else taking also. So yeah, good stuff. Really, really good stuff. Cam is now only 9 seconds off the back of a third. So we've got a bit of a predicament here, folks, because Jake right now, he's been doing his own thing this race. He's been staying calm, consistent. Doesn't matter if he gets a second or a third, he'll still win the overall today. However, that man right there might be the one to take it away from him. So Cam is not far behind Jake at all, and if Cam gets third and Jake gets fourth, then Tyler will win your overall, which is crazy. A 4-1 on the day winning the overall it doesn't happen that often. So we're going to get a 4-1, we're going to get a 1-4, we're going to get a 2-3 maybe as well, and I have no idea where Janov got in Moto 1, but he's chilling in second right now. He's got a comfortable bubble behind him. He's loving life. Let's go a bit further back to around the P10 or so position, because currently Vendrami and Reed are in a little bit of a battle here. Oh, it looks like cuts are coming into play, actually. I hate how the timing and scoring lies to me sometimes and says people are closer than they actually are. So Reed does have a bit of breathing room over Vendrami right here. I'm praying that Quacks doesn't accidentally take somebody out with these jumps off the side of the track. I'm praying. I'm hoping. Please don't ruin someone's race, Quacks, I beg. Right, we do have Cooper and Fish going at it right now, though. And this is what I mean. Like, these two are right on top of each other on the track, but they are 2 seconds apart on timing and scoring. So how was I ever meant to know that there's a good battle going on? But Fish has been standing up on the pegs the whole way around that flat corner. That's impressive. He has been very, very true to the KTM so far this year. One of the only people to stick through it the whole way, which I love seeing. I think Davey as well was also experimenting with the KTM at some point, but he's gone back to the Yamaha right now. Also having a look down the leaderboards, Breezy is a lap down, so Breezy not having as good of a moto as he did in Moto number 1. JS7 still sat in that 17th position. Jen still sat in 18th. Reggie still inside the points. He's actually gone up to 16th right now. And Gio's sitting in the 15th spot, right on top of Ulmer again. So whilst these two have spread themselves out a little bit now, let's go a little bit further back. Neon having a better race. Neon's in 13th, better than getting lapped from last race. So, wait, Gio's... I don't know if Gio's making moves here or if he's just got cuts. I don't know what's going on. But he is now in 14th place. Reggie is in 15th. Jen must have a lot of cuts. Yeah, he does. I think Jen's behind all of these people after cuts. That's pretty interesting stuff going on. I think... you boys might... I don't know all of the points positions off the top of my head. So if you boys could do a quick little breakdown for me. Tyler got 4th in Moto 1, and Rax got 9th. JS7 going down there. And now Tyler's in 1st and Rax is 6th. Can you work out what that points difference is, please, between both motos? Because there was 19 points going into this, and now Tyler is going to claim all of, if not most of that back, which will be really good stuff. The Jan, unfortunately, is outside the top 25 right now, so he's not appearing on the leaderboard unless I go over and scroll through. We're just going to have a look. Oh, I see stuff happening. Where is it on the track? There's Aiden. That means these boys are right here. Cam and Jake. Oh my goodness. This decides your overall, by the way. Jake is not going to be a happy man if Cam takes this away from him. Not a happy man whatsoever. I think Jake would still get 2nd overall, but he's going to be tied with Tyler for that. So it's going to kind of suck cheeks for Jake, unfortunately. Cam is the faster man. He was the faster man in Moto 1. Jake just had a much better racecraft, but I've noticed in... Jesus Christ. I've noticed in these Moto 2s, especially as the track gets in its roughest state, Jake has fallen off a little bit. I like the aggression. He knows what's on the line. He's fighting for it as well. Cam choosing to just completely kill Jake, basically. I don't know how Jake stayed up there. I'm not sure if that was intentional or if that was just a sketchy cross jump where they're trying to scrub so low. Oh my god, my cock is erect. How has Jake done that? That is Stefan Everts around the outside of James Stewart-esque, up on the pegs, around the outside. Very sexy pass right there. I love seeing clean passes like that, man. They get me so wet. Jesus Christ. Some very good racing going on right now. Jake wants this overall so bad. And the issue is, we kind of know that Cam is faster, and there's 3.5 minutes plus 2 laps to go. It's all to play for. It really is. So whilst Tyler might be putting on a bit of a snooze fest out in the lead, being 30 seconds clear of the rest of the field, what happens right here for this P3 position is what dictates the overall. So, oh no, Jake's gone down. Oh, what was that? Did he just get kicked over the bars? I know this straight is getting pretty damn brutal now. Does he hit that hole that we saw when we were spectating earlier? He might do. No, what happened? What happened there? So he comes just to the left of the road, so that's good. He's staying out of the rough stuff. Up to the top. Oh, it kicked him to the left, and then his back end caught and kicked him back to the right. Yeah, not good. Not good at all. That's unfortunate. Just this bump here, his back wheel kicked out, then it went back the other way. Oh, he's going to be fuming. That right there is the difference between an overall and a 2nd place in a series. You hate to see that. Although, this isn't over yet. Cam is only 9 seconds behind Mr. Joe Motorbike. If Cam can get 2nd place, Cam will win the overall with a 2-2. I'm pretty sure a 2-2 beats a 5-1. A 4-1, sorry. Because 25 points for a win. It's 20 for 3rd. Is it 19 or is it 18 for a 4th? I'm pretty sure... Or would they be tied? No, I'm pretty sure a 2-2 beats a 4-1. It's 18. Yeah, Cam would win by a point, I think, then. I think Cam would win this by a point if Cam can get up to 2nd place. So they've got 2 minutes plus 2 laps left to go. Janov is right there. Let's see when Cam crosses the line because there could be some cuts going on right now. Cam has got 7.5 seconds to gain. So he needs to catch up. He needs to pass. My voice is gone right now. Jesus Christ, it's cracking so much. He needs to catch up, pass, and disappear from Janov. I'm actually going to go on the track cameras right now whilst I refresh my throat real quick. I did have a little bit of a feeling as well that Cam was being extra aggressive with Jake. I don't know if that was the case or if it's just what we witnessed from our POV. Maybe he doesn't want Jake to have that. No idea. But, oh, Jake's dropped the hammer now, boys. Jake's dropped down to 5th. So he wouldn't even be tied for the win right now. He's actually fully giving it up. And I'm pretty sure... no, if it finished like this, I think Jake would still be in 2nd overall. We might be tied with Cam. Because a 2-3 versus a 1-5. It's always that extra point. It's always that extra point for winning that always confuses me a little bit. But there you go. Right, Janov is right there. Cam trying to dodge some lappers at the moment. As Cam's going to go past, much better exit on that corner. He's going to go round the outside, just like the Trailer Park Girls do of Joe Motorbike. So he's in 2nd right now on track position. He is not in 2nd right now on timing. He has, I think, 4 either 3 or 4 seconds worth of cuts. He has got 3 laps to do it in. He needs to gain, to be safe, about 5 seconds on Joe Motorbike in 3 laps. If he does and finishes second, Cam will win your overall today. So it's gone from Jake to Tyler to now Cam. Everything has changed on the back end of this race. So I don't want to follow Cam religiously for the last few laps because he's not in a battle as such right now. He just needs to do his own thing and disappear. Instead, we are going to be watching... I said it earlier. I don't know what it is about the back end of these races. It's probably combined with a bit of a head loss and a head tilt right now because he knows what could have been. Jake's not been great in the second half of these second motos so far this year. The erode's just been getting to him. So he's gone from a potential first overall, literally a lap and a half ago, to now maybe scraping in on the podium, which kind of sucks. And unfortunately, I think he just wants to be with his brother because, again, these boys are only separated by 1 position, whilst they might be a long way away from each other on the track. Let's go back a little bit. Let's see if we can find some battles. It looks like there's a 3-way battle going on right now for P10 between Boy, Fish and Cooper. Let's see if we can find these. Here we go. There's Boy and Fish right there, and then Cooper's a little bit back, but he hasn't had any cuts just yet. So Fish and Boy going at it. Cam now only needs another 1.7 seconds on Joe to get into that P2 spot and be first overall today. And then Rex is doing incredible, by the way, on that 2-stroke. Really put himself at a disadvantage today, but not losing as many points as we thought after that first moto performance. He's worked his way up into 5th with a potential P4. He's only 3.5 seconds off the back of 4th place, so it can still happen for him. So we've got Boy trying to work his way on Fish. The only thing that I do like about the erode in this game at the moment, because I know obviously we get these random like death holes that form because of these tyres. I do like how the flat corners erode. They actually get a little bit faster and they do dig down slightly rather than just going completely flat. So I like that there is a slight rut that forms there. Got these boys doubling into the inside there. Looks hella smooth. You like seeing that. It's just the little techie lines that really excite me in this game. That's why I am such a jet glazer, because I just seeing the little doubles that he does over braking bumps and little pre-jumps, things like that. I love seeing people riding motorbikes smoothly. Like, yeah, it's cool banging it off the limiter here and there and tanking ruts and stuff, but seeing stuff done to perfection, that's what really gets me going. So Cam has now put enough time between himself and Joe that Cam is now your overall winner of the GP today. As Vendrami makes a mistake, Fish gets into the back of him, takes Boy with him as well. Boy's going to try and get back on track as well. So one mistake now leads to multiple mistakes. We've now got all 3 of these riders on top of each other in the same corner, and that is a position in front of these as well. So all is to play for still for these boys. This right now is a difference between a 12th and a 9th. So, oh, Fish moving over on Cooper there. I don't think that was intentional at all. I think he just got a little bit high in that rut and caused himself to go up and over the berm. Cooper's going to scrub his way down this hill. Going to try and go to the inside. All these boys choosing to move away from this outside now. It looks like it's getting just a little bit too beaten up. Although, yeah, it's the braking bumps going into it that are sketchy, not the actual rut itself. Fair play. Fair enough. I thought if you could stand up for it, you'd be fine, but no. Fish trying to go up the inside of Boy there, keeping it nice and clean. Boy going down in the rut. Cooper tagging onto him and going down as well. That's going to give Fish some breathing room. He can now disappear away from these boys. That's going to secure him the 9th place. There is the last lap flag is out, even though it still says +2 to go. That's why it's out. Mr. Tyler J going across the line. He's going to start his last lap. He has a almost 40-second lead over the rest of this field. That is pretty disgusting. Rax, Jesus Christ. Quack's still just circulating around the outside, just having a little watch, seeing what's going on, taking it all in. There is Cam in 2nd place. He has 5 seconds that he can afford to lose on this last lap. Quack's played it safe to when he crosses the track. Nice heads up free riding, I guess, as Joe is there in P3, just lapping a couple of riders as well. And there is, Rex has moved up to West Pit. How many seconds of cuts does, actually, hang on. There we go. Rex has a disgusting amount of cuts right now. He's 4 seconds behind Pit on track. Pit's just going across the line there. No, he's got it. Okay. So Rex has now moved up into the P4 position. So he might still keep the red plate at the end of today. That is a real possibility. So Rex doing exactly what he needed to do, even on the 2-stroke machine. It's just a minor handicap for someone of his skill level. So we've now got Jake is in P6 right now. He's going to, unfortunately, give up that podium position. I mean, he's going to give up the lead and 2nd. He might finish 3rd overall. I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to see what happens at the end of the night. We'll see what happens with the points. Aiden's going to go across the line there. Aiden's in a bit of a no man's land in P7 right now. Reed still having a really solid finish for him. Reed's in P8 as he goes over the line. And then we've still got Fish, Cooper and Boy all really going for it on this last lap. They're right there. They're going to get their last lap. Tyler's not going to be able to lap these boys. Who is going to go down? Vandrami, unfortunately, will not be able to gain any more positions. This actually, what's going on here? Cooper and Fish going down, and they're all going to get lapped by Tyler as well. So it's as it runs across the line. So I think Fish just went from 9th to 11th after cuts over the finish line, unfortunately. And the man who succeeded from all that was Boy, I think. Yeah, Boy had moved from, I think, about 12th to 9th in the last corner, and he now can't go down any more positions because the race is done. Tyler's not had enough after an hour's worth of riding. He's still doing more laps around the track. So Tyler is not going to be your overall winner today. Your overall winner is actually going to be the man that is about to go across the line right here, Mr. Cameron Box. Getting the backflip. Does it come all the way around? It does indeed. Of the Moto Academy ride, Cam's getting... Is that Cam's first overall of the year? It genuinely might be his first overall. He's won motos, but he's always had kind of stinky Moto 2s. So there you go. That is your overall winner today with a 2-2, the Mr. Consistency on the day. You love to see it. And then we've got Janov, an excellent ride from Janov, finishing in P3. Put himself up there nice and early on, done what he needed to do for the rest of the race. Rax on the 2-stroke. Where is Rax? Unless he's gone back to the pits already. He usually goes back to the pits straight away. Yeah, Rax has gone back to the pits. On the 2-stroke, finishing 4th. Jake, unfortunately, crosses in 6th place, but Pitt rounding out your top 5 there. There's the Jan, got into 25th at the end there. No points from him in this race, but his first race was good enough. He got a solid amount of points there as well. He's probably already got enough to hold on to his number for next year. Aiden going across the line. He finishes in 7th. So not what the twins wanted in their second moto. After a 1st and 3rd in moto number 1, they finished 6th and 7th in moto number 2. Reed is going to be a very, very happy man. He's going to be yapping away in aerial after this, talking about his 8th position in the moto. Anything for the fans? Just a casual whip, just normal. And then Boy is going to be your last person circulating the track on the lead lap on the Club MX FXR hashtag for Jerry Robin number 77 machine. He goes across. He finishes our day off here at Matterley Basin. 2 very solid races. First moto, I think, was absolutely incredible. Second one, a little bit more tame, but it was very much the deciding factor of who won the overall today. And that will do it for your racing today. Very, very good stuff. If we take a quick fly around the track as well, I like doing this just for reference, so you can compare it to the NA races later. Whilst there is a main rut in this corner, you can see a road in all 4 of them, which is very nice to see. Who still hasn't had enough time? Davey is dedicated. You love to see that. We've got an inside and a second right here. I think the main reason that these far 2 on the left didn't really get used is because the main line in this corner was the outside. And then to go from here and try and get all the way over there to the left, never going to work. But it was nice seeing people like Cam being nice and inventive and doubling their way out from this inside line, just like they was doing in real life. Love seeing that. All of the lines in this corner getting used by the looks of it, which is cool. What we got up here looks like rut 1 and rut 4 being the main lines being used. It doesn't look like this corner's really eroded at all, which is quite strange. Doesn't look like much damage being done whatsoever. This corner, I did think this one was going to be one-lined. Just as soon as I took this 4th right here in testing, I was like, that's it. That's the one. So a lot of people using that line right there. And then overall, I think it's been a solid day's racing. I'm interested to see the racers' thoughts on the track as well, because us spectating it is completely different to the boys racing it. It's night and day difference. Like, they might have hated it as much as we loved it and thought it made good racing. But good day all round. Every single person, I think, on your podium today was from the UK, which you can't ask for much more when you're at the UK track. So those boys are going to be very, very happy. And that's going to wrap it up for me. I hope you boys have enjoyed the stream so far today. I appreciate all of you being here as always. It really does mean the most. And hopefully we can just carry on the rest of this season with as good a racing as we've had here. I'll be honest, I don't know where the next round is. I have absolutely no idea. I do know, however, we've got 4 races left, and at least 2 of them I think are sand rounds. One is at Lommel, and one of them is at Arnhem. And as we know, Tyler is not the greatest in the sand compared to Rax. So championship-wise implications, this could get very spicy. This could come down to the very, very last round. So I kind of want to hang around just for a second. I don't know how long it takes the team to update the points, but if we bring this back onto your screen real quick, this was the points going into today. So Rax had a 19-point lead over Tyler. This is going to be so close. So close. Between all three of these, because Cam was only another 4 points back after that. Cam's only 23 down in total. So Cam went 2-2 and got the overall. Tyler went 1-4 and got second. And then Rax went... No, sorry, Tyler went 4-1. And then Rax went 9-4. The points are going to be very, very close. Ah, we're off to Lockett next. The old Czech Republic. Everyone loves the Czech Republic. I don't know why. Lockett's just such a good tracking game. That should be very exciting stuff to see. That'll be good. I have no... In the past, it has been a little bit one-lined. So I'm very interested to see, B-Clay, what you can do on that. I hope you cook. You've been doing very, very well this year. I'm not sure, Jake. I don't know if you podiumed overall yet. I need to have a look at the other results. I want to say yes, because I think Pitt went something like 5-5. So a 1-6 would beat that. I think Rax went 9-4, so a 1-6 would beat Rax as well. And then obviously Aiden went 3-7, so you'd beat him too. And I don't think Janov was anywhere near the top 5 or 6 in race 1. So I'm pretty sure you got 3rd overall in that one. I'm pretty sure you're on the podium. I believe it goes Cam, Tyler, and then you. Yeah, the overalls aren't in just yet. I kind of want to hang around just for a second to see if we do get to see them. Yeah, what was your guys' thoughts on the track today? Let me know, before you say your comment, just say if you were a spectator or a racer, because I'd quite like to see like the different perspectives on it. Because a lot of the time, so not to bash on the Supercross tracks again, because I've done that quite a lot this year. From the spectator's perspective, I think a lot of the Supercross races look good because it's people are on top of each other all the time. But that's not because they're battling, that's because it's just follow the leader and there's no skill gap, so they have no choice but to be on top of each other. Whereas I prefer watching races like what we've just watched in Moto 1, for example, where you've got the top 3, that there is a skill gap. Like Cam, for example, was faster, but then was making mistakes as well. So then there was crashes and causing people to go back and forth and taking different lines. I much prefer watching races like that. I really enjoy it. And I think right now, I mean, I only played, I think it was between 10 and 12 laps of this track in particular, so I haven't got the full experience of it. I think we're right on the limit of the amount of rough we can subject these bikes and this game through before you get nothing but wonky physics. I think that's what really decides the good racers from just the okay racers right now. It's the people that can tame the game more than anything, if that makes sense. Like, learn what the game wants you to do, rather than just duct taping your right trigger down and going. So I'm really, really enjoying this GP season so far. And I'm hoping that the AMA season will be just as good as well. I'm hoping it will be. Yeah, I just want to hang around for another couple of minutes. That was some very good racing today, I think. Yeah, Troy raced today. He went 8 in Moto 1 and 25th in Moto 2. Spin a lap or two around here as well, just while we wait. That's it, Jake. I'm in exactly the same boat as you. I don't watch back the races that I just do okay in, but any race that I'd win, I'd go and watch back just for the screen time and the small ego boost as well. But yeah, go and watch it back. You deserve it. Well done. We'll have a little bit of a ride around here for an on-the-floor video, rather than you guys seeing it up from the commentator's booth, just see what these guys were going through as well. Yeah, track was pretty damn brutal. This is what I mean, by the way. The setup that I've got on right now absolutely munches around Lugo, which is the track that I was kind of building it on. And then around here, I feel like I get beaten up a lot more by the bumps. So you can definitely feel the different characteristics and personalities depending on what track you're actually at. So I think he's done a very, very good job. Oh, can I still get this quad? Yeah, yeet. Ugh, barely. But very important on tracks like this, especially for these boys, is to get the weight over the front of the bike in the rough corners. Keep the front end down, keep it planted, keep yourself moving forwards so it doesn't knife or doesn't get wonky on the bumps. So there's definitely ways of taming these tracks. You just have to have the skill and knowledge to go about doing it. But I like this because it takes a little bit of patience as well. I should probably have checked to see what the race times were compared to the qualifying times. I think a track like this in particular, the race times will probably drop off a lot more than the quali times were. Yeah, it might just be hometown race bias, but I mean, I've enjoyed it. I think it's been a good track so far. And I think it was different enough from the MX of Nations version that JV made to still be relevant and still be worth a spot on the calendar and in the series as well. I think it's been good. Just makes me enjoy the commentating more, especially when you get to see good races like that. My voice is completely gone, by the way. No, the track, I mean, the real life track hasn't changed or anything like that. But if you go and play the Nations track and then go and play this, you'll see that the ruts and bumps are completely different to each other. Whilst they might look similar on the surface because they're based off the same event, because they're different creators as well, and all of these ruts and bumps are just sculpted by hand, there's no way they can be the same. So whilst in this corner, for example, you might see that the lines kind of switch over each other on the inside, that's because both of the different creators have chosen to do that. They're not the same as each other. So I do think that practicing on the Nations track would definitely have been helpful for people, but it definitely wouldn't have been make or break. You still have to learn this track and its intricacies as well. But even if a rut looks the same as another one from a different track, even if you have to lean over a degree or two more or less than a previous track, that muscle memory is going to come into play. So normally if you hit a rut pinned on one track, you might get it a little bit too far or not enough on another one. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I'm going to complete this lap and I'm going to check the results again to see if they're up yet. If they're not up, then I'll probably just love and leave you boys. Meat Pie might be busy tonight. He might not be on it straight away with the results. They're taking some different lines. I'm surprised I didn't see any geyser level passes though. I didn't see anyone dive into the inside here to take anybody out. Although I don't think anybody would have been as silly as Jet was in that race to leave the inside wide open like that. There you go. There's some 2 on the ground laps. So to put it into perspective for you, I just did a 1 minute 51.9. That is 7 seconds slower than top qualifying. What I just ran right there. To give you an idea of just how fast those top boys are going. 7 seconds faster they went. Results not up yet. Ah, that's fine. I only wanted to have a quick look to see what the points were, but then we can see what the points will be like going into the next round, can't we? So it doesn't matter too much. I'll refresh it one last time. No, not yet. Okay, so I'm going to disappear, everybody. Thank you very much for being here again. Enjoy your racing tonight if you're doing the NA side of things, and I will see you on Friday at the very latest for some more Supercross racing. So good night. Thank you very much. Catch you next time.